Doop-a-doo!
60 effing seconds.
People need to feel it. Cha-cha, cha-cha.
I pee faster than this.
Yeah, but your stream is weak. Your pee is like your YouTube. Weak.
No shit. Man, it doesn't get many views either.
We only got 2 people watching. We're all right. And it's me and Matt.
Well, I'm not going into that.
There you go, Matt.
Get into
Feel
it.
it. Yeah. Oh, Final's gonna be mad at me. This isn't the new one. Oh no.
Final will get over it. Did you make the show live? I mean,
I'm pretty sure it's live.
You put it on public?
Yeah, I got 3 whole people watching right now.
All right, just making sure. This is like what?
It's like old
2019
school.
number.
Yeah, dude, this is old school. Everybody hates me. What are you gonna do? All right, we are live, and no one likes me. Welcome to the show, people. Welcome to the dump. It's the Humpty Dump. It's a Wednesday edition. There are 4 people watching, and you know what? This is for you. Oh no! Cancel her. She wants peace in the Middle East. She's evil.
I want peace between her knees.
Pray to thee.
Pray
to
the teeth is what gets me. Is it the crazy eyes or the teeth?
Crazy eyes.
I'd hit that though.
She could dance on my roof.
You know, I'm
Speak
not.
among yourselves.
The bar can be lowered. You know, in that case. What's up, Tommy? Hi, hail to the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Please smash that like button and share out the link. He's checking to see if he actually made this public. I guarantee, because I've done it before. With us tonight is a wonderful panel. First up is Matt Six. What is up, Matt? How are you, brother?
I'm doing good,
All
man.
right.
Just, grinding on my shit, having fun.
Grind that shit.
Yeah,
Get
what?
that shit grinded.
What do you mean by grinding on that shit?
I'm just grinding, dude. I've been on my YouTube channel, just like posting late night doodles where I've been doing like requests, so people are like, who are in the chats are like, draw this, draw that, and so I've just been like doing it, and then I've been streaming myself doing the Rock and Roll Ninja, so everybody gets to see me working the pages. They get to see me cuss myself out. I like redraw shit, Yeah,
awesome.
It's gonna be dope. The floppy is almost done, man. I'm super excited for it. But
we are getting there,
that's what I'm doing.
Well, thank you, Matt. Thank you as always for being here. Get a Twitter, motherfucker. And we got Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective.
Great. Bringing the fire, as Tommy always does. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Bald is beautiful. Tommy, can you hear me? That was your fault.
It's the bald head. It's the bald head with that Humpty. The Humpty Winter.
People aren't used to the bald head. Hey, Tommy! Welcome to the show.
Hey, man.
Tommy.
Hey.
I was actually trying to use the laptop to try to get back onto a stream again, and it was roboting so bad I actually had to wind up shutting it down. I tried all kinds of adjustments on this stupid thing. Man, I'm going to take that laptop and I'm going to bounce it off YouTube's head. I'm so
I remember those days.
It works about as well as a Google moderator.
Yeah, I remember those days, buddy, when I used to have issues with my computer.
A serious question, guys. Everybody here's a YouTuber. Since those Google mods started coming through, remember they were coming through pretty heavy into our chats like about a month ago. Have your views gone down?
Down.
Because my views are garbage. I don't get the minimum that I used to get.
No, my watch time is up, which is weird.
Well, you know what's kind of funny is I was sat there and Christy came back with her Walmart After Dark streams last night, So
Awesome.
I was like, oh shit, she's back on it. And I had to stop it and I had to check that out for a little bit and see what was going on. All of a sudden, I'm watching. Like all of a sudden, people are talking and chatting and they're gone. And I'm hearing them. Wookie finally comes back after a while because he was one of them. And he's like, I got timed out. I was like, really? Where? And I'm looking through, thinking that another moderator timed out. Nope. Google moderator, because you didn't even see it. Wasn't in the chat, which means that it was Google themselves that were doing it. And then
that's messed
somebody
up.
Somebody else in the chat popped up and said that they got timed out too. And I'm forgetting who the second person is, and I feel terrible. I forgot who it was because it's somebody I see in the chats all the time. But holy shit, man, this
That's
crap with Google, the moderators, YouTube. I've got another scathing retort for YouTube and what exactly I think about them that I'm going to be putting on my channel later tonight. Let them come after me, the damn speciesist.
Let's say this. I got 6 people watching. That never happens. It's usually about 25 by now. So like and share this, please, guys. Let's say hello to the chat. Let's see if we're getting banned, shadow banned at all. We got Bones saying, hey. We got Lord Runner saying, hail. We got Bones saying, yikes. We got Tina Bojan saying, good evening, friends. As always, she's lurking and working, people, but I love that she's here. We got Nerd Po Real. Live form. Hail, Sporking News, Steven, Lord Runner, everybody. Just made 100 sub milestone for his channel. Nice.
Congrats.
Way to go, man.
And
talk
to me.
Captain.
Yeah, talk to me about if you're doing Game of Thrones stuff, man. Let's talk. DM me on Twitter.
I thought that was changed to Game of Moans.
Yeah,
that's the other version. Lethal's going to be interviewing that cast in a couple of weeks.
I can't wait. Keely Chow saying, hey, everybody. So always good with that. Who else do we got in here? We got, oh, God, it jumped on me. We got Tina. Soul Assassin is in the house. Love Soul. Shane Nolan. Hello, my good sir. Kaylee. How are you?
Hello, Kaylee.
Honor to have you in my chat. I love you. I love what you're doing out there for Gina and just fandom in general and being a positive person. So thank you.
Damn right.
You rock. You rock. And that's it. Wow, they really are suppressing us right now. This is awesome.
Screw them. We're gonna rock the house like it's 2019 with this small chat and let's have some fun.
There's a lot going on tonight.
Can we go back a little bit further? Maybe we can like rock the house like it was 1984 and pretend we had internet back then.
Let's go back to when I did this.
That was 2 cans and a string.
All right. So, guys, we got to get right into it. Right into it. This isn't in my description, but Steven Crowder's YouTube channel has been temporarily suspended again.
And second one. This is the second strike. So one more channel's done.
Over 5 million subscribers.
That's crazy. Do you guys watch his show?
I'm a mug clubber, dude. I am a huge fan of Steven Crowder's.
Yeah.
Oh, I did that backwards.
So I love that comedian that they have. I love the guy that they bring on. Like a short, squat.
Yeah, the white guy. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, I just blanked on his name.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He actually ran the show on Monday.
He is just like.
Yeah.
Dude.
They remember what
about
comedy
having
is.
To take like 5 years to finish high school. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. You know what the best
part
about it is?
I'm not surprised though that they were getting flagged. You know, I'm not surprised that somebody like saw that shit and was just like, I don't feel like that's appropriate.
Right.
Bing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this is what gets me.
They were doing.
This is what gets me, guys. This guy has 100,000 people watching live on YouTube every morning, pretty much 50 to 100,000 watching live every morning. And one of the best things I ever heard on his one of his live streams was from, he's a sports commentator. I will remember his name in a minute. An older black gentleman who said, the reason why you guys joke the way you do is because you are not racist, because you don't think like others do. Because I don't know about you guys, I had friends of all different races, and they would rip on me for being a spaghetti and spaghetti.
Yeah, right. You remember
what
that?
I mean? Like,
when
oh God,
white boy jokes,
yes.
Black jokes, This is how we rolled.
Yeah.
Yes, Thomas Gilkey.
Depending.
Right.
Some people are more sensitive than others.
But you're friends. Friends could. And comedy has to be free. Satire has to be allowed to go wherever satire wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
and they're stifling him. Once again, YouTube is being, and Google itself is being a publisher. Because they're deciding.
Is it any kind of surprise considering that the company that owns Google is called Alphabet? Just saying.
Right.
Really? Oh, right. I don't want to see censorship.
To the letter people.
I don't want to see censorship on any side, right? I don't want to see anyone's voice suppressed. I don't care how batshit they are, right? Because I want the crazy people up front and center. Or at best, you want conversations to be had. We
don't all think alike, dude.
We don't all think alike.
Yeah. Thomas and I are very different. Thomas is more liberal. He's a masshole, and I love the hell out of him, but he's only going to remember that I called him a masshole. But he says, and Sporking has friends of all different political opinions, and Thomas puts it perfectly. The man, he knows what he's talking about. Like he's friends with Jeremy, who is one of the most hardcore conservatives, and Thomas is very liberal. But guess what? We're allowed to agree to disagree. Yes. That's what Gina was fighting for. That's what people like the girl from the OC who came out, as a conservative. People are scared, and Steven Crowder gave people a voice that were scared to come out and say, I believe in conservative views, and that's okay. I love you.
Yeah, but see, that's not what they're seeing, Scott. The only thing that they're seeing is you're not agreeing with me. Hence, you must be on the other side of the fence. They can't see any kind of shades of gray. It's either black or white with these people. You're either with us or against us, and that is the only mentality that they have.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be like that. It just doesn't. I think our overall, community, indie sphere, like this, whatever the hell, fandom, menace, comic, whatever. Yeah, I think that proves it, because there's a lot of different types of people that work with each other, have met one another, become friends, started doing shows together. I don't understand that type of that needed dissension, other than somebody's bullshitting. Somebody's bullshitting so much they just need everybody to fight so you don't notice the bullshit. That's the only thing I can figure.
Bing, bing, bing.
Keely puts, I'm an old school liberal. I used to think I was a classic, what they call classic liberal now. I've gotten a little more conservative since I had children, but I still consider myself that classic liberal. But in today's age, I am conservative because I don't believe in late stage, I don't believe in these gender studies. I don't believe in putting kids into categories.
You don't believe in gender studies?
Yeah. What is that gender? What is that one? What is that they teach in school? Gender.
It's gender studies. Yeah. I don't know.
Much, right?
Whatever it is. It's nonsense. Yeah. It's nonsense. Unless you're an anthropologist.
If you go back a ways when kids used to go to school, you used to have history, you would have geography, and then they changed that and they created social studies. And basically, gender studies is the new social studies.
You're right. They did change it into social studies around the time we were growing up, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they did. I remember when that happened. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I can see it being like an elective, or like a one class you take a semester, but I can't.
That's how they started.
About people getting majors, like, oh, I have a major in this studies. It's like, well, how are you going to fucking
get a career?
How are you going to generate money to pay your rent with that?
Matt, that's because they need to wait. Well, so the plan is, at least in my opinion, right? The plan would be to create all of these, therefore creating like a vacuum in the workforce. The need to create positions to fill with these useless degrees. And that's why I think we have things like what Walt Disney has tried to push down their employees' throats with that all-inclusive bullshit. That's why you see a lot of companies, Coca-Cola, you see a lot of other companies that have like new terminology, like entirely new parts of HR, or completely reorganize their HR so that they can bring these people in with these useless degrees to exercise them in the real world, which just really makes everybody miserable. Because
let me say,
are they going to have a social resources
what is
division?
White frailty? I saw that Walt Disney thing. What is white frailty?
Fragility.
Like if I get upset at all,
you're scared. You're scared of the colored people.
But what if I'm not? What if I'm just like
enough milk and they wind up having osteoporosis? That's what it is.
It happens.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, hey, you're white, so you have to park at the other end of the parking lot because your whole generation is for you guys have had everything.
That's what it is. Weird. That's what it is. You're paying for the pass.
If I say, hey, that's weird. But I know. Yeah. Blood fucking
and
blood guilt is
Marby's
fucking
right
so
here.
Fucked up.
Marby is right here. I didn't like Bush. I like Bojan. But he started this whole "you're with me or against me" crap. And
you know what?
Obama fed into that even more, man. Clinton fed into that before Bush. You know what?
Scott, it started way before.
Yeah,
that,
but
man.
you know when Bush called that "you're either with us or against us," that was some terrorist shit right after 9/11. Sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah, but I mean, it just became louder. It became louder during the Bush era, but it was actually there way before that. I actually found documents in my dad's house dating back to the 80s when they were actually teaching this kind of nonsense, this kind of like you're either got the right think or you're the enemy. It started in the 80s when they were actually starting to push this shit into schools, and a lot of people overlook that and they think it's more of a modern problem. No, it's been around for a long time.
No. Have you ever seen, it's a ex-KGB defector that came to the United States who explained how they will systematically destroy America from within? Mm-hmm. Welcome to the past 20 years. Yes. This guy hit it word for freaking word, and it's frightening. It's frightening, dude. Bone with a $1.49 super chat, and it is a what? Is it a Doomicorn? Let me check. People. It is a Doomicorn. Boom, ba-doom, doom, doom. Thank you, my brother. Keely Chow says the Democratic Party is leaning way too far to the left. The Republican is leaning way too far to the right. And where are the people in the middle? That's what I'm saying. Can we meet somewhere in the middle, guys? I know.
Are they going too far to the right, though?
They're starting to course correct. They are trying to course correct. I think the left is way farther left than the right is going right, if you know what I mean. What's up, Makini?
Speaking of somebody who want to be in the middle, how's it going, everyone?
How you doing, my brother?
Doing good. I just stopped by from Fat Stevens 1K celebration, so a huge congratulations for him. It's so many people there. It's so much fun, and
I totally blanked, dude. Shit, I should have stopped in. I feel like a dick. Oh, I don't know if I was invited. I love you though, Fat Steven, and I hope another 1,000 comes in the next few months for you, man. That is awesome. Yeah. Kaylee, I say the same. I try to be more moderate. There are certain things as a dad now that I can't be. But I believe in the First and Second Amendment more than anything else. And for anybody who says America is not the greatest country, look, there has never been a freer country in the history of the world that we know of. There you go.
Can I interject for a second? Yeah. Listen, and I will always say this. We aren't perfect. We had many ups and downs. No country is perfect, no one's perfect, but this is the land of opportunity, and that's something I think is definitely should be blessed with. Is that being in born in this country it's giving us the opportunity to be more than who we think we are, right? To achieve more. It gave the opportunity to get a black person to become president for 2 terms.
Right.
Yeah. That just shows that anyone can do it in this country.
How did we go from having the first black president to like just 2 years later we're the most racist country in the world again? Like we had our growing pains. Yeah. We screwed up. But that wasn't us that are living today.
Because idiots are in charge, Scott. They've been dumbing us down.
Name another country that went to war with itself.
Just to free people. You're right.
You're right. And they want to teach
name another country that went to war with itself to fucking end slavery. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's like people. Lots and lots of white people died.
What the left, right? But what the left will tell you, that wasn't about
Civil
slavery.
War fields, you just sit there and imagine that whole field covered with fucking bodies. Like that's what we did.
I hate to correct you guys, but what?
We keep fixing stuff.
Wrong.
You
are wrong.
There's always room for improvement, and that's the beauty.
Matt, can you hear
the
us?
Constitution and what we have.
No, Matt. Yeah, I hear you, Matt. Matt, do you hear us?
I hate to tell you though, but you're technically wrong.
I hear you.
It wasn't started over slavery, because if it was started over slavery, the first thing that President Lincoln would have did is he would have freaking declared the Emancipation Proclamation then. He wouldn't have waited 3 years into the war to declare that. So it was not fought. It did not start over slavery. It actually started over other shit. And then it became... It became a rallying point for slavery later on. So
the abolitionists at the time had a lot of power.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when Lincoln became president, they succeeded because of the fear of freeing the slaves. So it wasn't started because of slavery. He emancipated them a few years later.
Yeah,
but he planned on it, man.
And like I said on yesterday's Rogue Entertainment stream, is like, listen,
all those
if
states
I ever
that
found
succeeded,
out,
that's like in their top like couple of paragraphs is like, I'm fucking getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, go ahead, Mock.
Right. Well, like I said yesterday on the Rogue Entertainment stream, I was like, listen, if I ever found out that, like, say, like, if Scott or Steven or Matt or Tommy, if I found out that, like, hey, their ancestors, they may have been slaves to my ancestors, probably may have been slaves to their ancestors, I'm not going to hold them accountable for that because that was beyond their control. It's just there are things in this world that are beyond your. It's just that the issue is that there are things in this world, there are things in history that are beyond our control, and as such, you shouldn't be blamed for that, especially if it was before your time.
You're the lottery of birth, man. You can't help who you were born to, what you were born to look like, what lineage you have. And if you go back far enough in time, everybody's enslaved everybody at some fucking point. Exactly. Are we going to start digging back into the ancient world history to look for reparations?
Look at the Romans.
They dumb things down into binary terms.
Roman bastards.
Yeah, if you want, if we're going to go that route, then I don't want to say it, but let's just say that white people weren't the first slaves to black people. That's all I'm saying.
No, of course not. In your own continent, Native Americans had Native American slaves. Look, slavery is a horrible thing, and it's still happening today. That's the scary thing.
At one time,
right?
Sorry.
Go ahead, Steven. No,
at one time on this planet, there were 7 different types of hominids running around. So who knows? We could have been literally enslaving other. I so want like a Bilbo Baggins. Okay, so let's get into this real quick. I just want to read a little bit of it. On May 12th, Steven Crowder announced on Twitter that his YouTube channel has been temporarily suspended, noting on his site that the platform had barred his Steven Crowder channel for posting content for 2 weeks and his Crowder Bits channel from posting content for 1 week. This is the second time YouTube has suspended his account in less than 2 months. YouTube put a strike on Crowder April 21st episode in which he discusses the Columbus, Ohio police shooting of Micaiah Bryant. According to Crowder, YouTube said the violation that the platform policy on harassment, threats, and cyberbullying during the episode. Crowder and his crew mocked Bryant for her weight. Okay, probably shouldn't have done that. With Crowder emphasizing how much she weighed, and co-host Dave Landau, saying that her 5th DoorDash had just shown up. Okay, so they're comedians. They say some really messed up stuff.
Dark humor.
Yeah, it's very dark humor.
That is some dark humor, yeah.
That is dark.
But it's humor.
But it's his right as an American, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
how are you bullying the dead anyway?
Let me put it this way. Personally, and sometimes, a lot of times with dark humor, it can be a personal preference. Like me personally, I don't find R-word, R-A-P to the E jokes that funny, and I don't find I don't find jokes relating to 9/11 that funny either. But I understand
it has to be a good joke.
It has to be a good joke. I understand it. Yeah, exactly. So like dark humor, it's a balancing act. So it's kind of a balancing act.
It's like George Carlin said. It's how you construct the joke. It's what the exaggeration is.
Mm-hmm. Right. Dave Chappelle could make a 9/11 joke, and I bet you it'd be funny. Bill Burr can make a 9/11 joke, and I bet you it'll be funny. They do it tastefully, where they're pointing out hypocrisy. They're pointing out issues within the system. It's not making fun of people that died. Okay, so maybe Crowder and those guys went a little far, but they have a right as an American to say whatever the frig they want to say in this platform, telling us we can't, and using that you harass and bully Steven put a dead person. Like,
you bully a dead person. I'm not okay. No, it's a shame that someone lost their life, no matter how it happened. Don't want to see that, but still, how you harassing a dead person?
Right. And I watched that show. I don't even remember that part. That's the crazy thing. Let me read a little more. Crowder's YouTube channel is cesspool. Oh, we know who's writing this. Of racism, bigotry, hatred, bullying, and misinformation, which is bullshit. He lists everything Everything is on the Crowder website. He has facts. He has data to back up everything he states. So that is a lie.
Well, you know what, Scott? I think there's a big difference between comedy that actually it takes a very terrible situation and it doesn't try to make light of it. It doesn't actually poke fun at it, but it tries to give you a way to escape the harsh reality of it by trying to create a lighter tone from something terrible and something tragic. And I think that's the point a lot of these idiots miss, because they think, oh, well, they're just making fun of it or they're just making light of it. And that's not always the case. Now, of course, there are always a few of those idiots that do that exact same thing. And you know what? Usually they're not around for very long.
Well, let me real quick, Makani, let me just read this next, because I want to get to this point. In March, YouTube removed a video from Louder with Crowder that violated its COVID misinformation policy. Okay, let me tell you exactly what happened, because like I said, I'm a fan of Crowder. Crowder, if you ever want to come on my channel, you can. And that goes for anybody on his show.
Is it Quarter Black Garrett a part of?
Quarter Black is a huge part of it.
Oh, okay.
So what it is he gave information that the CDC 2 days prior said on their website, but because it was 2 days before and they changed what their information was, 2 days after his stream, they banned they took that video down. How messed up is that?
Information control, dude. You got to make sure the narrative is right, especially with that. I don't want to go into it, but with that case, they want to make sure that the information provided by the government is exact into how they wish to explain what is going on with the pandemic. So, you know, it's and if you go stray outside of that, if you report on it at all, if you even use the word YouTube don't like you, they're going to use it as an excuse.
Yep.
We've seen that for a year and a half.
It's a class struggle. No, it's a class struggle. Okay. They want, and I'm not saying YouTube, I'm saying big tech, the government.
Big tech. Oh God, yes.
Big tech and the government want us fighting each other. They want me and Makani to hate each other because of the color of our skin. Because you know what it does? It stops us from turning around and looking at them. It is a class struggle, people.
Yeah.
This is a class struggle.
It's a repeating cycle, too, because we've gone through the same type of bullshit over and over again. I mean, I remember it was in the late 80s when they had affirmative action and they were claiming the same thing, that white people were coming down on all other types of minorities and they needed affirmative action to get minorities into job places where apparently they couldn't get a fair shake. And I mean, this kind of shit just keeps rolling back around in a circle. Right. It always does this. And here's the other thing, as far as like the information is concerned, how many times has the information changed over the years anyway? Because I know at one point,
absolutely.
Do you guys remember at one point they said eggs were great for you, milk was great for you, and then maybe a year or two later they came back and said, oh, these things are, milk and eggs are terrible for you. You should never have them.
Right. Well, and now they're back to butter's good again. You know, like.
Well, the thing, Tommy, is that there was absolutely a time in this country when they needed to give blacks, when blacks needed a boost, when they needed help, because they had been, first off, they had been held down at some point in this country. Yeah. They were, you know what I mean? But they've stretched that, but I agree with you in that they've stretched that out well beyond its time. Like, we are at the point now where if you work hard enough, no matter who you are, where you come from, if you immigrate here, it doesn't matter. If you work hard enough, you can achieve what you want. You can get a good job. You can get a good education. You can do what you want. You know, you can create your own business. Everyone is capable of doing these things. The overarching social pressure, social racial pressure is nowhere near what it was in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Yeah. Nowhere near that point.
And don't forget, well, when you're told you're a victim your whole life,
everything is black and white because there's no nuance. You look at historical, you look at books that were written back in those times. White isn't just white. You know, there's your Irish, there's your Italians, there's your Germans.
Italians weren't white for a while,
right? One of the peoples that were kind of covered with a blanket with a blanket statement were blacks. That I'm sure created that type of. That would have created some type of imprint on them, you know, they're all uniform, you know. And I think that that society was doing that to them then to hold them down, even after the Civil War,
right?
Socially, even
Jamaican is not Nigerian. South African is not Right.
But they're continuing that same type of racist rhetoric, like when we see in like the Disney stuff that we covered in the last 2 Rogue shows. You know, like they're still trying to do that. They're still, but they're also trying to make everyone into this really dumb way of thinking, where like we're uniform. We're all we're all cogs in a machine. If you have light skin, you're all the same. If you have dark skin, you're all the same. You have caramel skin, you're all the same. It's not the truth. That is the biggest crime, is robbing people of the human experience, robbing people of being able to talk, come together, exchange ideas, exchange experience. Like that to me is the biggest crime.
Dude, they're saying you don't even have the ability to have the oh Jesus, why am I blanking on it? But you don't have that ability,
candy corns are banging. Sorry.
You don't have that ability to, not have doubt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. Wait a minute, say that one more time. What do you mean?
I'm forgetting exactly how the phrase goes. It's an old phrase. It's being able to judge somebody on their worth and not
on their merit.
The merit of their character, right?
Yeah, by the character, by my actions, pretty much. Yeah, because we suck.
We do.
People the benefit of the doubt is another way to say it. You're not giving people the benefit of doubt. You're just taking them at face value and face value only.
Who the hell is that, Mark?
Damn, Matt. Please tell me that's your girl.
Is that your sister, Makini?
Guys, you didn't know Makini got the change.
I would totally date you, Mock.
It's still my beating heart, sir. Look, I want to do a coffee and cosplay stream, but I want to do it with the curly-haired chicks. That page you showed us the other day of all the girls that inspired your bubblegum girls. Yeah, because they hot. They hot.
Well, let's talk about someone who I think was part of cancel culture, now against cancel culture.
Did his head get bigger?
I grew. Look at, wow. Well, he's one of those guys. He's like Prince, little body, big head.
Okay.
Yeah. So Donald Glover says TV and film are getting boring because people are afraid of getting canceled. The actor posted his musings on Twitter just days after co-star Lakeith Stanfield faced backlash for a Clubhouse chat. Okay, so I don't know anything about this. Do you guys?
Me? No. I heard a little bit of it. Yeah. He was talking. Okay, he was making a comment about cancel culture. I mean, I guess we're going to read through this a little bit.
Yeah.
He was making a comment about cancel culture, saying that it's bad, basically. And then people are trying to make excuses, saying, no, that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is that people aren't watching TV and shows are getting canceled. And so that has become the deflective. To deflect away from, well, he's a hero. Dong Lover's a hero to the SJWs, they want to protect
I'm asking though, who's he defending? We'll read. Donald Glover has returned to Twitter and he has some thoughts to get out. Early Tuesday morning, the actor posted a set of tweets addressing why he thinks TV shows and movies have been boring lately. Cancellation. In his first tweet since November of last year, Glover noted that he's been seeing people on Twitter having a discussion about how tired they were of reviewing boring stuff. Me. When it comes to new series and movies, for him, the boredom stems from lack of risk-taking due to a fear of being canceled. We're getting boring stuff and not even experimental mistakes because people are afraid of getting canceled, the actor tweeted. So they feel like they can only experiment with aesthetic. Also because some of them know they're not that good. Wow.
Do you think he's losing money or something? Like people aren't buying his shit and he's not making money, he's not getting jobs?
I think it's about this here. In the hours following his tweet, a debate. Oh, no. Okay, Mock, what were you going to say?
Yeah, Mac.
No, well, I know we're probably going to jump to the end, but I will say that I think that because I've been hearing this all day today, so many people talking about this, and I'm pretty much in the vein of I believe both. I believe that it can be interpreted both ways, in that people are getting canceled and that shows are getting canceled. Something to keep in mind is that Community, that show hasn't been on for a decade. It hasn't even been a decade since Community has been created. And there are already episodes which have been pulled or banned from sites like Netflix and stuff.
What?
Wow, yeah. I didn't know that.
Geeky, I think of Clownfish TV brought that up. That I think one of it was like the whole thing that where they were kind of in blackface in Community that was pulled. The show hasn't been out for a decade. It hasn't even been a decade. There are even stuff that's been pulled from Community.
we're at a place in this world where right now, I just saw a TikTok video from a white girl where she told white people to stop tanning because tanning is racist.
Beautiful, wasn't it?
Stop tanning culture.
Is racist culture. You look a little tan. You look a little tan.
Yeah,
You're wearing blackface.
How are you, buddy?
Well, I go outside.
Oh,
so
vitamin D is racist, people.
Yeah, when you go outside, the sun shines on you.
What the hell are you doing going outside, culture? You were told to stay inside. What's going on here, buddy?
That's true.
Lockdown.
You left your cage?
I did. I like to go outside and play tennis and golf and softball and
tennis, golf.
You're
racist.
Very white.
Cricket.
Yes.
I don't play cricket.
Batman. What is that one? Backgammon or whatever, or the one where you hit the little bird? Badminton. That's it.
Yeah, water polo.
That just goes to show you how non-racist I am.
I play racquetball.
Squash.
I've only played squash a couple of times. I played handball a couple of times. But
yeah, you have.
Water polo?
Not that kind of thing. No, Scott. I didn't go to the doctor for handball.
Oh, that's what I was told it was, and then I got my balls chopped.
Yeah, that's what
I don't want to talk about it.
No. Okay.
Have you heard anything about Donald Glover? About his Donald Glover talking about cancel culture is making TV and movies boring. Right now.
Of course. Yeah, I've been through this article a couple times. Yeah.
So this is what kills me, though. He's like Bill Maher. He's like Sarah Silverman. They went so far left, they realized that they're all kind of comedians. He's more of a dramatic actor also, but he's a comedian too. These comedians went so far left that they realized that they created a monster they can't control now. And now they're all trying to backpedal. And that's what I feel like he's doing right now. What do you think?
Are you sure that they're backpedaling? Or you think that it was politically driven, because the big bad monster isn't in the White House anymore?
Oh, right.
And now everybody's kind of backing off and realizing what their completely unfiltered, unbridled hate and disgust and was wrought in this country.
Right.
They're probably scared they're going to get canceled too. Quite honestly. I mean, they've been running with that mob. They've seen what that mob can do. And they know it's just a matter of time before they turn on them.
Culture. What do you think about TVs and movies and the effect that cancel culture has had on them? No one's taking risks anymore.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, he goes to that extent. I'll say it even more so. They can't tell a story anymore. You can't rely on an archetype or a stereotype, which means, or you have to lean so heavily into them that essentially you're telling a very racist tale because, every black woman that comes from the inner city lives in a van down by the river.
Right.
I mean, it's they either go one way where they can't tell a story because they can't provide any character depth, nor can they get out of their own way to tell the story because they're too busy checking off boxes all along the way. Right. By the way, did you know that Falcon was black?
What?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So, and this is the problem with the storytelling. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
So, yeah, and Donald Glover was okay being pansexual, Lando, right?
Yeah.
But here's the problem. How did that add to the storytelling? It didn't. It crashed it into the ground. And it's this weird, they want to live in that place. That's fine. But he's part of the problem and he needs to see it. Because
culture. I don't, just for a second, I don't think it was that big of a problem because from what I understand is he went home and he practiced for this role and he had a whole bunch of toasters lined up that he had his way with. So I don't see what the problem is.
Were they plugged in?
They were plugged in. That's why he lost so much weight and why his head looks so much bigger.
Living dangerously.
Oh God! No, go on, culture though.
But no, it's so in a large part, and again, I mean, I'm sorry it was late, by the way, but in a large part, this type of creation that they're now scared of is what Steven said. they built this because they were trying to defeat a political enemy that they made up to be this big bad monster. Well, guess what? Your big bag monster is not there anymore,
right?
And now the big bag monster is the other people that you put in power who are unqualified. It's just and it's I'm sorry, we have to expect a certain amount of intellect from leadership, and we don't. I don't see it right now. But again, take what you will from that, and I'll step away from the politics. But I'll say this: I mean, he's not entirely wrong. There were a lot of people that have come back on this, but then I watched Sarah Silverman just the other day come out and say another stupid thing. I watched Scar Joe come out and say another stupid thing.
Right.
And that's not helping. They don't think they realize, oh wait, I need to get back in with these people, so I have to say this stupid thing.
Right.
Instead of being like, okay, I said this stupid thing, I need to live by the stupid thing, or I need to decide not to be a part of the stupid thing. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and let Makini.
Makini, hit it up.
So, like I said, I kind of believe both sides on this one, where the kind of both interpretations is what he's saying, because for one thing, it's because they're interconnected in a way, is that, people aren't afraid nowadays. Is that we're in a time where people aren't afraid. People are afraid to do what they want to vision, what they kind of had ideas in their head, because they're afraid of being canceled. They're afraid of somebody. They're afraid of offending someone or someone higher up. They're afraid because it's they're doing it, or they have to stifle their own creativity for political correctness. Right. And that's something I think we all in this group, in this community, and we all as human beings have been very much against the whole time, because we are about creativity. We are about so many independent, think about Matt and what he's doing with Rock and Roll Ninja. He did it. He said, you know what, screw PC culture, screw whatever. Is that, no, I want to create something that I want to create with the people that I want to create with. And that's kind of that mindset that I'm seeing here, and where I'm understanding both sides of the equation, because he's right. A lot of TV stuff is very formulaic. We're in a time where everything is a reboot, everything is a remake. We can't. You look at everything in media is that we have to race swap or gender swap everything just because we can't create something original, because we're afraid that we're afraid that everybody is too sensitive. So that I understand exactly where he's coming from. And the thing is that, we need to take more chances. We need to be more open to trying new stuff, because you actually, you innovate when you're creative. You become innovation. You become innovative.
Atlanta was a great show, man.
Yeah,
interesting.
Atlanta,
man.
Exactly. Community. A lot of his stuff is Childish Gambino. Don Glover is incredibly talented. You cannot deny that.
He is incredibly talented. Yes.
Well, let's just read a little bit more, Makini, and then we'll get back to it. Thanks, buddy. In hours following his tweet, a debate was sparked on whether Glover was referring to cancel culture or if he was simply saying creators are afraid of their shows literally getting shut down by networks, with fans rushing to defend the actor on the latter, which is so stupid. Not Donald Glover getting canceled because people thought he was criticizing cancel culture when he was actually talking about TV shows not being renewed. The jokes write themselves at this point. Thank you, Lana Skittles.
Honestly, like anybody.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
If that's true, then why is Batwoman still on the air and getting a third season?
Why is it still on the air, Mac? Yeah. It's less than 300,000 viewers on a major network superhero show, and it's getting another season. How does this happen? If that's the case, right? Doesn't make sense, bro.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're muted, Scott, but thanks for all that interesting commentary.
Oh, no, I was just talking about your awesome name.
Okay, thanks.
Let me just show. What does it say? It says Stephen Walton Tree Humper.
How did you do that shit?
That is crazy. Why would you put that up there?
The fuck?
Why would you put that up there, Stephen? That's so weird.
Long live the trees.
He's admitting it, people. You heard it here first. Author Stephen Walton Tree Humper.
You don't have to be lonely at dendrophile.com.
Yeah. So anyways, he was definitely talking about cancel culture. And these people are just trying to, what they always do is twist the narrative. So Donald Gambino, because the Lando, he must be a big fan. Donald Glover is talking about shows literally getting canceled off the air and off networks, not canceled by media and society. Please use your brains.
I mean, well, honestly, I can look at what McAdee's information, when McAdee was just saying about how if they're taking episodes of a show that he was on, Community, if they're taking episodes of that off streaming services,
that he actually
then
wrote.
a correlation can be made if he is speaking about that. If he's speaking about that, then maybe.
But he had one show canceled in like 2018 that didn't get to air. Everything else this guy does.
And here's the thing:
is gold.
And sorry to go.
Go ahead, brother.
Here's the thing: what he was saying is that here's another example: Rub and Tug. The film where Scarlett Johansson was supposed to play trans person got canceled, got shut down because there was a huge outrage over it. So don't say that it's not just studios that are canceling these projects. Outrage mob, when you succumb to Twitter and such, that, the ultimate thing is that when you cater to social media, when you cater to these, the Twitter outrage mob, the outrage culture, that can also affect if a project gets approved or not.
Right. Well, these are also the people going right for their root, please use your brains, or the jokes write themselves. They like to try to dumb down and make people feel stupid, thinking that'll shut people like me up. I feel stupid all the time. That said, Glover hasn't had many projects canceled lately. Beyond a planned Deadpool series with FX in 2018, the actor is currently in Europe, explaining the seemingly very late hours of tweeting, filming season 3 of his hit series Atlanta in Europe. Among the cast is Latifah Stanfield, who faced backlash this week for participating in and moderating a Clubhouse chat that devolved into an anti-Semitic comments.
Fuckers.
Though the actor addressed the situation, posted a formal apology on his Instagram, people on Twitter weren't necessarily forgiving. A Jewish woman who had been involved in the chat, asked to remain anonymous, told the Daily Beast his reputation being on that stage was on the line. Twitter was watching, and he was not calling out the anti-Semitism. That too. That was happening. I haven't heard anything about that. Has anybody?
I have not. But
no, man. How easy it's thrown out. They fucking throw the anti-Semitic shit out like it's okay, and it's not.
Yeah.
So fucking frustrating. I was playing with this group of people, and somebody called out some anti-Semitic shit, and it just fucking was like, really? Is that what you want for my people? Mm-hmm. Fucking dick. You know what I mean? You just fucking totally ruin the moment. You don't know who's who. Right. But that's supposed to be okay. Not to be shitty, but it's guess what, blacks? You're not the only minority. You know what I mean? There's fucking. Did you realize Japanese people were fucking put in internment camps? They were put in internment camps. There's people who are still alive who are fucking
in America.
Took me out. Exactly.
In America.
So let's fucking. It's not just black people. It's fucking. They're.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of people got fucked with.
Let's not even say what they did to the Native Americans.
Dude.
Yeah. The Trail of Sorrow. Yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
And to these comments that they're bringing up about. It's referring to shows getting canceled by studios. It's referring to not just people, not people getting canceled. I got a recent one. A certain MMA fighter turned actress who got fired over a tweet that she reshared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And had all of her and had most, if not all of her, not only having the planned show put on hold, having a certain episode put on hold, having her basically kicked off of an entire show that she starred in.
Right. And now what did they do? Because she stood her ground, they're putting her up for an Emmy. They want her back, we're hearing. Like, the minute you bend the knee, and I learned that this week myself, I'll keep it at that. The minute you bend the knee, you lose. And everyone has a moment where they can look at themselves and say, did I or did I not stand up? And I know for myself this week, I did not stand up for the right cause. And it taught me something about myself that I didn't think I actually would ever do. So bending the knee is more about not cowering to people that think they have you over the coals, think that they're in control of your life, think that they know better than you do. Mm-hmm. It's time we stand up for people that we care about, people that we love, things that we love, and make sure that we're not scared to be called all the names in the book, because that's right what they go for. They start calling names because they think that's going to stop you. Because instead of beating you physically, they try to beat you mentally with mob mentality. And I'm not going to allow that to happen anymore.
Hey, Scott.
Well, hold on, Steven. Let Steven, then you.
I was going to say what's crazy is that Gina was basically saying, be good to each other in that tweet. That's what she was basically saying. Yeah. So, it's all about a narrative, man. It doesn't matter, when it comes to cancel culture, when it comes to the power of people who reinforce narratives, lies, just alternate realities. Really, like I was telling Scott earlier on the phone today, it becomes its own echo chamber. It becomes its, and people start to view something, an institution, a thing, a channel, a person in a certain way when they are lied to over and over again or given a certain narrative. And then that creates a culture within itself, a literal small cancel culture of people who all believe the same false narrative about something and are willing to do anything that they can to reinforce their bias. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh God, she's so beautiful.
Oh no, what is she saying?
Oh, she doesn't need to say anything.
And something to add on to kind of what you're saying, Scott, is that it can extend to even you have somebody who's a big figure, and they can get sent night letters or the equivalent of night letters, if you know what I mean.
Yep, you're right.
Where people
to the rebellion, baby.
where it's like where they get sent night letters and they have to bend the knee. Or they're forced to bend the knee, or forced to make like a public apology or something like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What's a night letter?
So, what a night letter is, and this is a term that I got from.
I think I'd be getting some.
Yeah, it's termed from Comics Matter with your boy Zach, and is that because he served in the military, and it's something that I think they use in like Afghanistan, where they'll send people night letters as kind of like blackmail. If you know what I mean. Threat. Yeah, it's a blackmail, a threat.
Yeah.
Where they leave it at is like for people who, like for soldiers in Afghanistan or something, like who they find out they're about to turn on them or they defect or something, they have some nefarious stuff, they'll send like night letters outside their doorstep as basically as a blackmail or a threat to them to get them
like hey, we know you're talking to the Americans, so here's a letter.
And in some cases, I would say the most common thing you see that is when you have a situation go on with a person in the comic book industry, and something happens and they stand up for themselves and they get like a night letter, or they get told by like the Whisper Network or the big names to like, hey, we see what you're doing. And you need to denounce this. You need to denounce Comicsgate. Right. You need to denounce all that. You need to make a public publicly.
I think I'm getting those. I'm getting those right now. So I've started streaming, and so I've been super cool with everybody that comes on my stream. Like I don't know who these people are in my chat. So if you get my chat, I'm cool with you. If you're cool, right? So there's these different people, and so now I'm getting like emails, like hey, like I see I see you're talking to this person, and then I'll get another email like, hey, I see you're talking to this person. I mean, it's just like, it's interesting. It's really kind of weird. I mean, I'm just like kind of like just to like deleting them as I get them,
brother.
You know
and it's everywhere, Matt. You know, it's social politics.
It's not everywhere.
Garbage.
Like I've like lived my whole life as a commercial artist, and I've never like fucking experienced this weird like high school cafeteria mentality. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, the new guy, hey, come sit at our table. Hey, come sit at our table.
Right.
Hey, those guys are fucking. Those guys are sluts, and those guys, they fucking eat babies. You know what I mean? It's just like fucking weird. So,
well, let me read this because this is put really well. No, don't be sorry, man. You're fine. Glinser for $5, and thank you so much, man. It means a lot to me when you guys do super chats and stickers. You Bone, I really appreciate it, and all my channel members. You guys don't understand how much it helps. We used to discuss the product. Now we discuss who's involved in creating or rather destroying the product. Ego has usurped art. What a well said sentence, right?
Listen.
Ego has usurped art, man. Go on that.
And hell, look at we got Kaylee. We got Kaylee in the chat. She's a huge Gina Carano fan, and she gets attacked, and she's
one of the sweetest people.
She has to deal with the anti Gina Carano people all the time on Twitter.
And they're rude and they're mean and we're the hateful ones. I don't understand that because we defend our beliefs. We never attack people. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
There was one thing I wanted to add earlier. When you're talking about these people that are actually, taking a knee and they're bending the knee and they're bowing down to these people, it's not always about somebody that, let's say, that has to speak up and everything like that. You know, I mean, you don't always have to be the person that's speaking up, but you need to be the one that doesn't actually kowtow to this type of behavior. You can't sit there and act like it's okay and act like you want to be on their side. You don't need to actually physically speak up to not bend the knee. You just got to say that you're not going to accept their view and move on. You don't have to necessarily get involved. Everybody thinks by not taking the knee that means that you have to physically get involved with the fight against these people. No, just tell them that you don't accept it. You don't have to be confrontational about it. I think that's a problem with a lot of people. They get so scared because they think that they have to be confrontational about it. Not everybody has that in them. I think everybody here understands that. Not everybody has got the ability to be confrontational, be an asshole like me.
I Tommy. Exactly. No, and it's also everyone's become hypersensitive and even just by hyper defensive. I mean, like a lot of times, culture talks about this. If we're seeing ghosts,
he's
we look
here.
at entertainments. And I totally agree with that. I felt the same way for the last 8 months. I don't want to view an entertainment automatically assume that it's going to be something because a buzzword is used.
Yep.
But
Now, culture, expand on that. I love hearing your voice.
Well, it's just oftentimes I'll be watching something, and because we've been subjected to so much for so long, when it comes to a lot of these entertainment enterprises that, of course are going out of their way to destroy the things that we hold dear. But at the same time, you'll watch something that maybe you would have thought was innocuous 10 years ago or 15 years ago, where you have a woman who's very capable. Let's say you got a, I don't know, bionic woman or something, which was on the previous wave of feminism. And at that time, I mean, you had her, you had Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. You had all of these things. So if you go back and you watch those shows, you might detect at moments something that you feel is a woke element or something that's intersectional or whatever that is. And what's happening there, we don't want this to happen to us because we see it happening to others, but we don't want to project what we feel or what we've seen onto something else that may be completely inert. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's the term I like to use. You see ghosts everywhere. Yep. Is Invincible woke? Is there intersectional stuff in it?
There is.
Depends on who you talk to.
There is, but it's good.
Tina Bojan. Well, yeah, it's a good story, but Tina. Let me give you one more example.
Yeah.
Tina Bojan is watching The Nevers right now.
I started to also.
And so I'm going to give it a shot, but everything that I'd heard and how it was presented to me by people that I know was that it would be containing a lot of intersectional nonsense.
Oh, it does.
So,
well, hey, culture.
Yeah.
You know, some of these shows are not necessarily actually, even though they have a little bit of it, it's not like they're actually preaching it. Because back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, when you would see some of these things with a strong female character, we didn't actually consider it woke. We just considered, oh, well, that's cool. That's somebody you normally don't see in that role. Of course, it wasn't preached. It wasn't preached, and it wasn't pushed in your face like a lot of the nonsense is now. Yeah. But even some of it back then was a little bit what they would consider borderline today. How much of this have we become desensitized to, and we've actually we've kind of swung the pendulum the other way, where we're willing to see it where it might not be.
Right.
And that's part of and that's actually part of what's going on. I mean, you're 100% right there, Tommy. I mean, and that's what happens culturally all the time, or in politics, or in societies. You swing way far to one extreme, and there is always the swing back, just as equally ridiculous the other direction. What I'd like to have happen is have the pendulum swing back to the middle and stop. Like in Game of Thrones, I want to break the freaking wheel.
Yes.
It's it's that classic argument. It's that classic thing we always say. We don't want politics in this and that. And what we've meant is we don't want to be preached to. That basically what it comes down to is it doesn't matter what side of politics is. Understand the art of subtlety. A lot of stuff worked back then because they were very subtle about it, because they were very crafty about it. They were very creative with it.
Well,
despite if it was political or not, you were still engaged. They still put escapism first. They still put the entertainment first before anything else. That's why we always bring up, it doesn't matter if it's left wing or right wing, you need to tone it down. Right. Okay? You need to stop talking down to us. You need to stop preaching to us. Let us enjoy it, okay? Let's if it's there, it's fine. But at least be more subtle about it. Be more crafty about it. Put some effort into it instead of just trying to beat us over the head with it.
The American President, guys. You guys remember that movie came out in the 90s?
With
Annette Bening and
yes.
All right, so they had, or I think it was, I mean, look. You could do political movies without beating somebody over the head. Of course, it has a slant. Exactly. You're talking about a president from a certain party. Of course, it's going to have a slant. But they didn't beat you over the head. You could enjoy the characters without having to agree with them politically. Yeah, it can be done.
Well, like Jupiter Legacy.
Jupiter's Legacy,
Jupiter's Legacy. Was there a little bit about racism? Yes, because it was taking place in parts of it in the 20s. Was there some things about age generation differences? Yes, because some had to work to get.
There was a little bit about cancel culture there too.
Yes,
it was actually hidden in subtext. So instead of even for something that was preaching a right-wing point, they didn't beat you over the head with it. It was a very subtle point. If you got it, you got it. If you didn't, you probably read it.
I'm so glad you just said that.
To parrot on what Steven is saying, the thing is that a lot of the better stuff, what they do is they don't show, and that's the problem what we see here. They only show one side of the equation. They usually never show the other side. And usually the best stuff, the stuff that we always praise, they show both sides. And on top of that, they let the audience decide for themselves.
Right.
So let me just jump into this real quick. So Israel and Gaza, Israel and Palestine, they've been shooting rockets at each other. It's been pretty violent over there.
Yeah, Gaza shot 300 rockets. In a day's time. Their defense network managed to strike down 94% of the rockets, but the ones that got through injured 32 civilians, I think the count is right now.
I believe it was 26 Palestinians and then there was civilians also on the Israel side also. Both sides are shooting at each other. Okay, I don't
freaking the scenes from that look like something from like New Year's Eve,
Dude,
like New Year's Eve or something. It was
have
ridiculous.
you seen those rockets go off? It was intense. It was intense. But so this is what Gal Gadot wrote. She is from Israel, so she has a right to be involved in this, even if she wasn't. Even if she wasn't, she has a right. But she wrote, "My heart breaks. My country is at war. I worry for my family, my friends. I worry for my people. This is a vicious cycle that has been going on for far too long. Israel deserves to live as a free and safe nation. Our neighbors deserve the same."
Yeah,
she concludes.
100%.
Yeah.
Right. She concludes, "I pray for the victims and their families. I pray for the unimaginable hostility to end. I pray for our leaders to find the solution so we could live side by side in peace. I pray for better days."
And keep in mind,
there's nothing
and
wrong
keep in
with
mind, when Gal Gadot got the role for Wonder Woman, the most common thing that she got so much flack for wasn't because of her physique or fitting the role. It was because she served in the Israeli army.
Right. Well, look what she's also getting.
All do.
Yeah. She's also getting shit for playing Cleopatra because she doesn't look Egyptian enough.
That's
like,
insane.
No one,
not black.
Well, no one even knows.
It ain't fucking gods of Egypt. Jeez.
Her family was from Greece. Okay,
Exactly.
like she may have. Now, they don't know exactly her skin tone. She could have been darker. She could have been a little
probably
lighter.
a little bit. Yeah.
She's probably looks exactly like Gal Gadot.
From the region. Go ahead, Culture.
Go Culture. You're muted. Maybe.
Go ahead. Mesopotamian, right? I mean, Greek, Mesopotamia.
Yeah,
that was that. So her nationality largely would not, or her appearance largely wouldn't have changed from those regions as they exist now. Yeah. So you look, and again, people have been migrating since there were people. So, and the adaptations that were made in the amount of melanin that
culture
is
Macedonian.
Macedonian?
Well, it's Greek. Macedonians are Greeks.
Yeah, Macedonians are Greek. Not you said Mesopotamia is actually
more
Egypt.
Middle East. Yeah, more Middle East or Egypt. Iraq.
Iraq. I thought that was
actually, if it was Mesopotamian, she'd be perfect.
Because the Mesopotamian Empire crumbled before Egypt.
Mesopotamia is near Samaria.
Depending on what dynasty. I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I give up. No, so regardless.
No matter what, you're right and beautiful.
Regionally, she would be appropriate, right? And like I said, people have been migrating since there were people, since there was a current iteration of Homo sapiens sapiens, right? And we've gone from the original tribes everywhere across the entire globe. Right. So we have had to adapt biologically to the conditions in which we were residing. So if you were in one particular part of the world, you had a far greater amount of melanin and melanin reaction in your skin to protect from the elements. If you were in another location, you developed the ability to grow more hair, more places because it was friggin' cold, and stuff like that. So when you talk to an anthropologist, they're like, these are all humans.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. And your point of origin has little to do with anything because we only came from one place. Our point of origin was one place.
Right.
So it's like you can elect to divide people, but anthropologically speaking, we are the same in every way. Right. And the biology of humanity is the same in
mostly
every
the same.
way.
We're all human, but we're not the same in every way.
Well, because of time,
regional evolution. Some of us have also interbred.
But like I said, an anthropologist would say these are all the same species.
Yes, we are all the same species.
We could all fuck.
Matt, that's what I was about to. Matt, I was going to ask you. You haven't said anything in a little bit. What do you feel about this? What did she say? Was she right or wrong?
No, I think she's totally right. I think Israel has a right to live. It's a small little country surrounded by people that want to fucking wipe it off the map. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little biased myself, but I root for Israel whenever people start pushing them around because they're fucking badasses.
How long did it take them before they were recognized as a country?
Right. Well,
what they had to do is they had to beat the shit out of a couple of countries at the same time.
WW2 also.
Before they recognize.
Yep.
The what is it? The 6-day war, the 7-day war. They
7-day
beat the fuck out of those dudes.
Yeah,
so,
they did.
You know,
yeah, they did. And you know what, man? I understand that people look. It happened back in 48. They were created once again as the nation of Israel. So, and I understand Palestinians feel like they were there first, but it's been, again, let's get beyond this, people. They've been there long enough. They're not, no one's going to move. Okay.
No.
So stop trying to
not
force
gonna
them
move at
out.
all.
Learn to live in unity with your neighbors. Look at us in Canada. You know, we shake their little heads and they send us maple syrup. It's beautiful. You know,
Canada, America's
Canada.
hat.
Canada. It's like the
America's
Americans.
backyard.
It's America's
Gal Gadot-
upstairs neighbor. Yeah.
What's
Gal
this?
Gadot.
Yeah, what did you say? One wrote Gal Gadot literally said neighbors as if her non-existent country,
Right.
non-existent country
Is not the
a
colonizer. Is not the colonizer, and the people she's talking about are not the actual citizens of the country.
Can we please stop with this colonizing crap? Okay.
What an idiot.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Everybody brings up the whole colonizer shit all the time. I'm like,
It's called
And
migration.
Colonized.
It's called
You know what?
migration.
You look at like the Islanders. I mean, they island hopped. They didn't start off in places like Hawaii and New Zealand and
Pacific
Islanders.
Islanders.
They came from other.
colonizers.
Yeah.
Native Americans, colonizers.
Colonizers, right? If you migrate from one area to another, you are a colonizer.
I've moved a few times in my life. I'm a
You're a
colonizer.
multiple colonizer.
Yep. Let's just get beyond this, people. The world isn't as big as it used to be, and people are going to, and where there's more of us than ever in the history of the world that we know of. So people are going to live next to people they don't like. You have to get past this. And I understand Palestine is always written as the enemy, and there are just people living over there that are moms and dads and trying to have businesses. It is the goddamn politics and religion that get involved and that ruin things. I
The
bet
extreme
you
elements of those religions,
The
because at
extremes,
their
yes.
heart, they're peaceful. I mean,
they're supposed to
And,
be.
you know, we're
Most
all
are.
one people. You know, we're it's like we're not different races. We're all one race, right? And the example is like, because we can fuck and we can produce children that can then fuck and produce like if we weren't the same race, we wouldn't be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like you get a horse and a donkey.
Yep.
You know, like maybe you can get them to fuck, but like you'll end up with like a mule. You know what I mean? Or you get like a tiger and a lion. Like you get them to fuck, and you get some kind of weird animal that's like sterile. So it's like
Matt,
everybody's fucking. Am I making sense?
A liger.
Matt, what happens if you get a human in a tree?
Well, I
You
don't.
get Walton.
You get Walton's best.
You get a fucking tree beard.
Yeah. Culture Casino. You got to bounce out.
Not
I like I said, I may be back. I have some other obligations to take care of. Unfortunately,
Take care of it, man.
I have to get a video uploaded because I am 3.5 hours behind on that. But thanks for having me again.
It's because that big glass of wine.
Well, that's dessert, dude. So anyway, you guys have a great one. I'll be back.
Love you, buddy.
All right, brother.
Love your hair.
Later.
Not your hair. His
Oh,
hair.
my bad.
One
my bad.
hair to no hair.
The hair to no hair.
to rip it
Damn.
off.
That was no hair to ballless. Okay. Let's move on with this one, and then we're going to get to something fun because I'm sick of talking about shitty shit. I pray for you to shut the F up, Lindsay Lohan said for Jeff Buckley. One other. Somebody else says, unimaginable hostility. Hey, colonizer, you are a war criminal. You know that's right. Hey, that is the hottest war criminal I have ever seen in my life.
God, is that her in uniform?
I wish I served under her. What?
You gotta love how
You guys are messed up.
You just gotta love how condescending these people are, man.
Uzi does it,
Most of these
baby
idiots
girl.
that are saying this kind of shit live in a loft that their mommy and daddy provide for them, you know? So
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, look at this. You don't get to pray for better days when you actively support the army committing genocide against innocent Palestinians. No one is innocent on one side or the other.
No one is innocent on either side.
But everyone in Israel
the children.
has to join the army. She
Yeah,
did
it's
what
a
was
requirement.
expected of her.
Right.
It's like it was like the draft. It was like the military drafts here in the what was it, the 40s, 50s, and
well, yes,
in Israel, that was more like community service to them.
Yeah, right. That's like not everybody like stands at a border and shoots at the Palestinians. Like some, like she trained with an Uzi and then probably did clerical business. You know what I mean?
Of course, they don't know we shoot at the Palestinians. Sometimes they shot at the Iranians.
Right. There you go.
That's fine.
Hey, do you remember our last president that got like all these different groups to recognize Israel and things were getting better? Remember that?
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was so awesome.
That was
I love that.
God, he's such a hater. You can't even use Palestinian instead of that. You use neighbor. Racism?
What the hell is that? Was that you're saying neighbor? You're making it. You're calling them your neighbor. This is this is someone close to you. This is someone that lives near you. This is that that's an affectionate term. How is that racist?
Oh, how? These people are idiots.
I mean, maybe it's some inside Israel shit where they're like, I'm not even gonna call them Palestinians. That means that's a fucking country. So like,
Oh,
I don't know.
Hey, here's a good one, Matt.
I doubt it. I'm pushing hard, but I doubt it. Yeah.
Well, here's a good one. G. Gadot, how many Palestinian children did you kill in your service as an Israel Army force before you came to America to become an actor? I'd like to know. Rich, that an Israel colonizer is crying tears of oppression. Is she saying anything about oppression?
Nothing.
She's talking about people dying. She's talking about people dying.
This is the same people that gave, Vietnam veterans who are dealing with PTSD coming home shit.
Yes.
After seeing what they saw. Like this disgusting behavior. That's like the worst in human behavior.
Yeah,
I mean, these are probably the same dipshit. These are probably the same dumbasses who probably use BLM and ACAB on their profile pics.
Yeah,
right.
And the Palestinians are allowed to come into Israel. Like they come in and out, for like work and shit like that. So it's possible that she worked on public service projects that Palestinians also benefited from. You know what I mean? Like she could have been out there fucking irrigating land. All kinds of fucking shit that like has nothing to do with conflict that the regular Palestinian dude who's like hoping to get a PlayStation 5, you know what I mean? There's just fucking normal people there, you know what I mean?
And that's the thing I'm trying to say. I am not taking either side because I am not informed enough. I understand. What I am saying is there are good people in Palestine and there are good people in Israel. And there has been enough generations that have gone by that the kids living in Israel today were not the ones that went there in 1948. Okay. Yeah. They live there. That is their home now. Okay. And they need to, I would pray that they learn to live together in peace. But for her to pray for peace and then be called what she's called is just, to me, horrific. That's what I'm getting at.
Everybody can share these holy sites no matter how you interpret them. And I think it really comes down to that. Like you hit on the head when you're talking about a lot of the problem being religion, religious extremism, in my opinion. Because there are holy sites all over that place. Israel is literally the birthplace of 3 major religions.
Yep.
One of them very ancient.
What did Anita say?
Muslim and in Hebrew.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like 3 of the most influential religions, 3 of the most influential religions in the world. Why don't you be an example, people? Work together.
It's like they said in Avatar, you throw a fucking stick and you hit a holy fern. Everything over there is holy.
Oh my God! Best dad joke yet. You go your way, I'll go Yahweh.
Nice.
And to
go Yahweh.
Can someone find out what Anita Sarkeesian said about this?
I'm not going to that police. No.
Oh
no! I'm not going there. No, I'm not going to their Twitter.
I'm going, Mac. I'm going.
Yeah, all right. You find that because we're going to go into something fun while you look for that. We'll end the show with Anita.
Oh, we're going into the woods?
Let me tell you what Anita.
I love to know what Screen. I want to know what Screen Rant thinks 10 of the most overpowered Force users in Star Wars canon. And they're ranked, guys. This is going to be a new thing in the dump. We're going to do rankings every once in a while because I love to see how these idiots rank things. And I'm not saying
of course it's Screen Rant, so take it with a grain of salt, guys.
Right. Well, right. How do you say this name?
Let me see.
Riss McGinley.
I think it's Reese McGinley.
Reese. It's RHYS. Wow.
Yeah.
It's Reese.
So the name, like the name Reese, can be pronounced in two ways, such as REESC and then RHYS.
I never saw that.
Yeah. I grew up learning about that too.
That's pretty neat. Okay, so 10 of the most overpowered Force users in Star Wars canon ranked. There are many various powered Force users in Star Wars, whether they be Jedi, Sith, or something else. Here are the most overpowered of them all.
Because you got the Force.
Number 10, Luke Skywalker.
Is 10?
Meaning he is overpowered. Luke is overpowered?
You don't. I don't think he's overpowered.
Not at all.
I don't think he's overpowered
He's
at
like
all.
a normal fucking Jedi.
I mean, he's powerful.
I guess he's number 10. You know.
Is it because he's the main protagonist? That's what makes him OP. Because
we're gonna read. The main protagonist of the original trilogy and a divisive aspect of the sequels, Luke Skywalker is one of the most overpowered and powerful characters in the canon. Though he is not as OP as his Legends counterpart in canon, his knowledge and understanding of the Force, his Force projection on Crate, his interactions with the physical world as a Force spirit reflects his great ability. Only a few Force users, if any, have been capable of such feat in the canon so far.
Okay, here's the question. How does that make him overpowered?
That's what I'm trying to understand.
How's that? What you're describing, that doesn't sound like you're making an OP. It just...
Because he is freaking powerful.
He's just a fucking badass, though. I mean, aren't all Jedis fucking...
quite honestly, it's like some of the abilities that Mace Windu had, I would say far outshine Luke Skywalker's, unless you're going back into the canon stories like they actually mentioned. In canon, he was a lot more powerful than what you've seen in the movies.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. And
Scott, I think this is... I think that's something that we probably should have reached out to like OG or Lord Callis or Stig or somebody who's very familiar with the EU.
Stig, Lord Callis, or OG Star Wars. You guys want to come on? You're more than welcome to come on and talk about this. Because I would love. I'm going to send this to them and see what they think.
Yeah.
Yoda is number 9, guys. Yoda is a powerful Force user who can interact and manipulate the physical plane as a Force spirit, despite being outside of that realm. He is a figure shrouded in mystery, but unbelievably powerful. Yoda lived for 900 years, and audiences saw hardly any of it. But what they did see was a wise, immensely knowledgeable, and in tune with the Force being who was widely known as the most powerful Jedi by those around him. The way he's come to characterize characters like Ezra and Ashoka in Visions, his manipulation of physical weather as a Force spirit, and his general level of mystery and power class him as one of the most OP characters in the canon. I will say, Force lightning as a spirit was a little ridiculous.
I don't know. Ridiculous. I will give
Tommy, is that ridiculous?
I would say so.
Okay. That was the one thing I could say is ridiculous.
I will give you that. I wouldn't say completely OP though.
Right.
Mainly because I get the sense that they would probably nerf his character in regards to the High Republic. You know what I mean?
For everything that we actually seen in the movies and what little bit they actually touched in some of the novels, they never really delved into the full power that Yoda possessed. I mean, even when you take stuff in like the Clone Wars and everything into respect for that, they really don't show everything he was capable of. Not at all.
Right. I think,
but
I
to say
think that's a good way of putting it.
I mean, I think that's off the mark.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. It's definitely off the mark.
What's next on the list?
All right, let's check that out. Hold on. Next on the list is Anakin Skywalker. Now, they're not saying Darth Vader. If this guy puts Anakin and Darth Vader together, he does not understand Star Wars. So let's see where he goes with this.
Has this guy read Dark Empire? I mean, it sounds like this guy's just like calling out shit he's seen in the last 5 years.
Right, I'm with you. Anakin Skywalker is the character whose shoulders the entire Skywalker saga rests. His rise, fall, and redemption are right at the heart of the story and the events of the galaxy. With an abnormally high midichlorian count, an immense level of force abilities, even as Vader, but they're two different people, and power that shocked pretty much all of the Jedis, there is no doubt that Anakin is not only one of the most powerful Jedis in canon, but one of the most overpowered force users. That includes his time as Vader. Like, he's putting these two people together.
Yeah. See, this is where
he's not overpowered. He's exactly the level he should be when he was like a fucking miracle birth, right?
Right.
Like
he was
it's implied that he was like built. You know what I mean? The midichlorians, like.
Well, now they're trying to say that that the Sith had something to do with it.
That's fine, but I mean, still, you're
assassin.
making a perfect,
Right.
you're making a perfect human for the Force to be a channel, to be a conduit for the Force. So yeah, he's gonna be fucking.
Well, see, that's one of the things that they
up.
actually touched on in the novels in the book Darth Plagueis. They actually say that they're not really sure if he was created or if it was the Force fighting back against what the Sith were doing to manipulate the universe.
That's what I thought. That's what I would think.
And the thing with Anakin, if he was so overpowered, then why couldn't he easily take Dooku the first time he met him?
Right.
Why did he lose to Obi-Wan?
Why did he fall to Vader?
Why did he have a breakdown with the Sand People? I mean, there's so many things. If he's so overpowered, he should have never fell into darkness the way he did.
And can you highlight Meme's comment on Annie being a Gary Stu?
Yeah. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
What the fuck is Gary Stu?
It's
the male equivalent of a Mary Sue. It's the male equivalent.
Yeah, it's someone who has all the. It's Ray. It's Ray. Ray is a Mary Sue. So he's saying Anakin is a Gary Sue.
How though? He got his arms and legs chopped. His dick was burnt off.
Hey guys, I want to take a comment in the chat real quick. Time Prophet. Here's the thing.
Where is he? Which one?
Time Prophet's
it's unless it's in the movie. Unless it's in the movie, it ain't canon. Okay, here let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
At one point, all that stuff, what they call the EU, was canon. It was canon, because if it wasn't, why did Disney have to decanonize it? I don't know. It's right there in the wording.
Yeah.
Thank you. Drive through.
No, it's true.
No, you're right, Tommy. You're absolutely right.
He said, "Thank you, drive through."
I agree with you on that, Tommy. So you changed my mind. Steven, can I ask you why you wrote that?
What?
That's lovely, Dicky.
Fuck this shit.
You really got to stop that shit, man. You gotta stop that. All right. So next one, she's only number 7. Oh, the dyad is 1. Oh my god. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't finish.
Did they do this?
Wait a minute. Let me just finish Anakin, though. That includes his time as Vader when he wielded such power that he had not yet been done justice on screen. But the comics especially have shown as incredible. So this person has only seen the last 5 years. But despite being the chosen one, despite being able to tame the children of the Father, Anakin never fulfilled his full potential, which does hold him back in terms of power ranking and overpower ranking.
I actually kind of agree with that.
Okay.
But when one thing when Disney with that, yeah, it does hold him back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But if there was a scene or there was a fight sequence in the expanded universe that I wanted to see when Disney bought Lucasfilm, and I was hoping they were going to run with it, before they decanonized everything. Yep. And that was Vader hunting down Jedi on Kessel. He fights 7 Jedi and kills them all.
Yes.
And those are the scenes that we were robbed of. Those are the moments that we could have gotten on screen that I would have paid to see.
Yep.
Easily would have paid to see that. Something, a movie or two, or just a couple stories from between 3 and 4. Between 3 and 4, would have loved that.
Oh, that would be dope.
We didn't get that. We got a Force fucking dyad with this big nose bastard and fucking Ray Skywalker my ass.
Well, let me say something real quick, Mads. I have not looked ahead. I agree with you. They're going to come up separately. They have to.
They have to. Yes. Great, would have been great characters that with Jason and Jayne. Yeah.
Oh God, you remember them?
Yeah.
So as a dyad, Ray and Ben are overpowered in totally different ways than anyone else.
Overpowered and bullshit.
The two had such a fascinating connection. Their chemistry is so natural and brilliant, helping make their dynamic one of the best of the trilogy.
This person pees sitting down. No matter, I don't care what gender they claim, they pee sitting down.
Thank you, comrade. Sit down when you pee.
It's BS because like Ray should be at the top of the list. If you want to go
she
for
might be. That's what
Mhm.
Mads is saying. Mads is saying she thinks that they're going to be separate above the list. So we're going to find that out. But they say with their force dyad, the two had a connection spread throughout space and time, able to communicate across light years and allow them to utilize abilities such as force healing to the point that Ben could resurrect Ray.
Oh my God.
And don't forget, they were also able to pass each other shit through the force.
Darth Vader would have slaughtered both of them at the same time.
Don't forget, I was mentioning in a previous article that apparently when you force heal, it changes your affinity. Basically, it erases all the darkness out of you.
Right, that's right. She erased his darkness.
It whitewashed him.
Yeah, she white. Oh my God, that's so
could
racist.
Totally fix him. He's such a bad boy, and I could fix him.
Exactly. It's
my
the
little
Twilight
wound.
angle.
Put his fingers on my wound.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing when they talk about that force healing, that's something else that used to be in the old EU canon.
Yeah,
and they actually had a scene. It was in the Darth Bane trilogy of books. They had there's one group of Jedi that went to hunt down Darth Bane. And one of them was an Ithorian, and he was a healer. And so while they're fighting Bane, the Ithorian is healing him. He cannot do anything else while he's doing it, and it weakened him to the point when Bane went after him, there was nothing he could do to defend himself. So,
look, it's a shame that
it takes a lot out of you, but it doesn't necessarily, give you anything dark from it.
Well, so no. It wasn't dark. It was Ray healed Kylo of the darkness.
He healed Ben.
Yeah, she healed
Kylo.
Ben.
Yeah, but that's not how it works.
All I know is that
she works at Disney Lucasfilm.
All I know is she was powerful enough to heal him from almost death, and he was not powerful enough to live because he's a bitch.
It's a shame they couldn't force heal the sequel
Dynasty
trilogy.
of Evil. Yes, thank you.
Girls, let's read on. All right. Supreme Clone Leader Snoke.
No, Vader would have slaughtered this dude.
I would have
slaughtered him.
I would have liked to see it, though. I would have liked to see it. He would have been destroyed. Okay, there have been few characters in the history of Star Wars that have been the source of as much speculation as Supreme Leader Snoke, who, rather disappointingly to many, was revealed to be an artificial creation of Palpatine. However, despite being this artificial creation, Snoke was a sentient being who could think independently and was incredibly strong with the Force. He was not as powerful as likes of Yoda or Luke, but he was able to hold much power and wield the Force in such a powerful way that he could toss around the likes of Rey and Kylo. Makini, let me ask you, because I thought in the books Luke was kind of scared of his power because he couldn't sense the darkness and where it was coming from. That's what they were trying to tell us from the offshoot books, but go ahead.
I think this revelation also debunks their own argument, because as we find out, Snoke, and even to an extent Palpatine's resurrection, all came from Luke's severed hand.
Dude, yes, the resurrection came from the severed hand.
Severed hand.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
okay. That's kind of cool.
It defeats that argument basically.
Why? What do you think, Matt? You think that's the hand thing?
Yeah, I thought that was a kind of a cool touch, because you wonder where the hand went. Yeah, I thought it was kind of clever. Like, oh, he's a clone. Well, why is he such a fucking badass clone? Oh, because he's a piece of a hand, but maybe that's why he's all fucked up. I don't know. I mean, it's Star Wars. Fuck it, you just go with it. But
I mean,
You go with it like unwanted sexual advances.
Also, if Snoke is so OP, no, hang on, hold on a second. Let me. Can we give? I want to say one more thing.
Touching my dick.
If Snoke is so OP, then he wouldn't. Then how was Ben able to kill him like that? How was Ben able to kill him like that if he's so
exactly
OP?
exactly?
Because I think it's like with the puppets, not puppets, but like with a baby elephant. If you take a baby elephant and you put a chain on him, a thin chain, he'll pull on it and then he'll stop pulling on it, and then when he grows big, he'll keep you can keep him on that smaller chain. Maybe with Ben Solo, it's like that. Like he thinks Sooks is powerful, but he's really not. Like
no, I see what you're saying.
Butter dragon.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm roundabout fucked up. Yeah, okay,
I like elephants. Darth Sidious is number 5. He's overpowered. Of course, Snoke's creator is another example of an insanely overpowered being. What? One of the most overpowered characters who reside solely. Does this person understand what the Force is?
No, no, he has no fucking clue. This person.
No. And here's the thing. I will agree in some ways that Palpatine is overpowered. I will agree with him on that. Because, and here's my argument, think of it this way. Think of how he's been able to trick and control, manipulate the Jedi all the way throughout the prequels.
That's how great he was.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was actually
number one.
Mach-E, that was actually
No, Tommy, let me continue.
Oh, let him continue.
Also keep in mind that he was able to basically force impregnate Anakin's mother.
We think.
We're not sure about that.
That was never established, Mach-E, but you know what? I mean, you're talking about the overpowering aspect of him, and that was one of the other things that he touched on in one of the books when they touched about Darth Plagueis, is he was actually using a certain type of it wasn't a Jedi trick, it was like a Sith trick where he was actually controlling people's minds. He was actually causing the cloud over the Jedi that they couldn't see because he was manipulating all the events.
And Yoda brings that up.
He manipulates his own master.
Also,
he manipulates his own master to kill him.
Yeah.
Think about the Force Lightning duel that they had in Revenge of the Sith with Yoda and Sidious.
Yeah, that just goes to show you how both of them are powerful.
Yeah.
But
I was also wondering with Palpatine is if you had all these people, like you were talking about bringing balance to the Force. So you have like Palpatine and his one apprentice. They're dipping into the dark side, and it's just the two of them.
Right. I always wondered
on
that,
the other side,
how powerful
you have like
they must be.
Yeah, you have like the Jedis who are kind of spread thin. You know what I mean? You have like so many of them, and they're all dipping into the Force.
Right. I always wondered about
into
that.
It as deep as fucking Palpatine. Like Palpatine is like
balls deep.
Well,
he's going fucking balls deep into it. Like I'll fucking use it. Whenever.
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Yeah, so, what I was thinking is this. Palpatine, I always wondered this, and Tommy, maybe you can help me out with this. Because they talk about balance to the Force. If there are only 2 Sith, and yes, there are dark side users, but I'm talking 2 Sith, and there are like 100 Jedis. How is there not an overpowered to the light side? Well, are the Sith that powerful?
No, that is part of the understanding when Darth Vader actually created the Rule of 2 is he felt that everything was being filtered down by having so many different users tapping into the dark side at one time. So his idea was if there was only one master and there was only one apprentice, they would be able to grow stronger in the dark side of the Force. A lot more than if there were thousands of them like there were before Bane had them all slaughtered.
And is that what causes the Jedi to be... Like, are the Jedi weaker because so many of them are tapping into the light side, or is there an infinite power?
It's partly because of the way they tap into the light side too. Because the Jedi goes under the philosophy that the Force actually will flow through them. They never control it; they work with it in synergy. Where the Sith use the dark side in a way as they dominate it and use it for their own benefit. That's the difference between the two teachings, and that's why usually a Sith, as far as their abilities to use the Force, always seem a little bit stronger because they bend the Force to their will.
Right. Okay. All right. That's what I was trying to understand, and that makes a lot of sense. Go ahead, Mock.
Yeah, and I was basically agree with you, and it kind of, I don't know, something about that kind of reminds me a little bit of how it's kind of utilized in Avatar: The Last Airbender, where you had Aang, who was the chosen Avatar, who's able to master all four elements, but you also have characters like Katara, people who taught him, who were much more OP, or were much more born as a prodigy, who were probably more powerful in their specific element of bending. And a lot of it can be deal with how one character's utilize different elements of different kinds of bending in a way.
Right. Okay. Well, let's see what else they say about a good old Palps. Pre-Rise of Skywalker, Sidious was likely still be considered overpowered, but his survival of Vader's destruction of his body and the way he absorbed the life force of Rey and Ben display a true awe-inspiring level of power. Then there is, of course, the way he managed to survive and amidst an army in secret in Exegol, which comes close to his initial master plan, the Clone Wars.
So horrible.
Yeah, he was not overpowered as Palpatine. I'm sorry.
In pre-Disney canon, no. Right. I think he was one of the greatest. I think Palpatine is one of the greatest Sith Lords of all time.
When Palpatine fights Mace Windu, Palpatine...
actually, there was another Sith Lord that was actually stronger than Palpatine by leaps and bounds, and his name was Darth Vitiate. And that was actually something, of course, once again, it was decanonized by Disney, but that was actually touched on by the BioWare games.
Well, don't forget
the Old Republic.
Don't forget, guys. Don't forget all the Sith Lords live in him. What I was going to say though is as Palpatine,
his granddaughter.
Yeah. Oh no, she has all the Jedi. Yeah.
You want to hang from that family tree? That's
you do. When you have a rejected clone grows up and has her as a daughter. Oh God. So anyways, she's really he's her uncle daddy. But anyways, my question is this: people don't even realize, like when I watched, Clone Wars, and then Return of the no, third movie of the prequel,
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. Wow, I am sorry, everybody.
All right, man.
But in Revenge of the Sith, I always thought, that fight between Palpatine and like 4 Jedi Masters and Mace Windu, and he kills them so easily. I didn't realize till years later he used a dark force ability, that scream that threw them off, and he moved like they didn't give him the speed the movie should have gave him. He moved so much faster because of it.
Lord Callis has spoke about that plenty of times.
Yeah. That's who taught me that.
And the thing is that this is one I could probably agree with, in that Palpatine is overpowered, but the way this article is written treats it as the characters being overpowered as a bad thing.
Right.
It treats them as if it's a negative thing that these characters are overpowered.
Power is evil. Be a victim. What bothers me is this. This person doesn't understand that these are powerful force users. They're not overpowered users. They mastered something that others could not master. It's like, it's almost like this person believes everyone should be equal.
Well, if that's the case, then why do we have characters like? Then why do we have characters like? Why are they pushing characters like Avar Kriss, the bestest Jedi ever?
Oh God.
Yep.
We're talking about Avar Kriss.
Ever.
Yep. Ever.
And the binary
He's
twins.
The bestest ever.
Yeah.
The binary twins.
Holy cow! We have Bendu.
Non-binary. There's non-binary, weird, non-sexual thing. The Rock. And the Geode. The Geode. That takes the cake.
Are you ready for the Geode? The Geode is going to be number one.
It's the mother Rock.
If you give the Rock any powers, it should be number one.
Yes.
This one I don't know. I don't know Bendu as much, so you guys are gonna. I don't know.
What were you gonna say, Steven?
I was gonna say, Scott. When we started on this road on YouTube, almost 2 years ago, do you think that we would get to the point where discussing a rock from Disney Star Wars, a navigating rock, would be a thing? That it would have gone to that point?
Honestly, no.
I mean, neither, bro.
No, like I wanted to make a joke out of that, but it's so sad that like we're talking about a freaking force rock.
Is there like is there midichlorians like embedded in the rock? Like microscopically, are they?
If you remember what Ben Kenobi actually talked about it.
I'm trying.
Ben Kenobi talked
about
it in
baby
New
boy.
Hope.
I'm
Ben
trying.
Kenobi
It's
talked
fucking
about it in New Hope.
Hold on. Tommy, go ahead.
Yeah, Ben Kenobi actually talked about that in A New Hope. He said, the Force is in everything. It's all around us. It's everywhere.
Right.
That was part of what Ben was telling Luke in A New Hope. Well, what became A New Hope? It was originally just Star Wars.
And it's also what Luke was telling Rey. It's in everything. It's in life. It's in death. It's in the earth. It's in the sky. Like, yes, it's in everything. It's in a fucking rock that can kill you now.
Oh, and how did I forget that? Yoda actually tells Luke that as well. He says it's in everything. It's between me and you, the rock, the tree, you and the land and the ship.
I mean, okay.
Can I read Matt 6 bars?
Taking it literal.
Yeah. Go right for it. He's on the panel, but
he's on the panel, right?
Yeah,
this is for
but I just had to say it again because I fucking love that quote, dude. Yes, dude.
This is
a fucking lie.
All right, so go for it, Makini.
This is for Mads, and I know she's in the chat, and I'll probably never be. It's not as good as Cal's, but I'll try to be as close as I can. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. And through victory, my chains are broken. The Force will set me free.
Holy crap, you sound just like Callus, dude.
Nice.
That wasn't a white guy being racist.
And there's a little funny story to that as well. We actually get that quote for the first time in KOTOR too.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. All right, we got a super chat. Joakim Stark, a channel member. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate every bit helps. For a SEC 20. What is Serbian? No, what is SEX? Oh, that's sex.
What is SEX? Did you what? Should I read this? Read
Scott, I know it's been a while since you got snipped, buddy, but come on, man, get back on the train.
Joakim Stark for $26. Walton, in a forest, no one can hear you scream.
Just a lot of moans.
Oh,
actually, nobody wants to hear him scream.
Oh, it's Swedish. It's Swedish. Thank you, Joakim. You rock, dude. It's a Swedish krona.
Krona.
Dude, that sounds so like mythology. Like mythical money. Mm-hmm. Krona. I would pay you in a golden krona. I love it. Everybody pay me in krona. Pay me in krona, please.
I'll bite that krona and make sure it's gold.
I'm going to bite your krona off. All right, so the Bendu, the one in the middle, is such a hard being to place as there is such little information known about the being, such as what his true relationship to the Force and to the spiritual and physical realms are. Bendu appears to be able to see the future in some capacity, has the ability to disappear on command, and even unleashes a storm from nothing at one point. He represents the middle, the force of the center of the Force, refusing to take sides in a conflict, and in a sage, skilled teacher. So is he... Now, I know there's no such thing as a gray Jedi, but would you consider him that's what it is, Tommy?
I want to know if this is Disney Star Wars and what its sexual practices are.
I don't... Yeah, I was going to say...
Is this Clone Wars?
I don't know this character.
Has Lando fucked it?
But I mean, technically, there's really no such thing as a gray Jedi. There's no such thing.
Right. Yeah, you guys taught me that. You guys definitely taught me that.
It looks like a fucking.
He looks like a buffalo. Yeah.
Bendu is from Rebels.
From Rebels.
Oh, it's Rebels.
Like a fucking water buffalo.
Okay. So this character was inspired from Lucasfilm before it was bought by Disney under Disney's control. Bendu, this was actually going to be a part of the original treatment for the sequel trilogy. This was going to be a major character.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's why they were working this into Rebels, because they were working into the sequel, the sequel trilogy. But Kennedy came in and made it what it was, and then just completely eliminated Bendu or anything that they were building on it.
Wow, I did not know that, man.
And I think in some ways that probably explains, with Kathleen interfering in Rebels, why they were probably going to do something big. They were going to do something much more big with Rebels, with as kind of a continuation of Clone Wars. Hence, why they brought in Ahsoka. Just
okay, I didn't know that. See, I learned things, man. Didn't Disney decanonize Rebels, or is that tomorrow?
No.
Or is that tomorrow?
No. So when Disney bought Lucas, and I remember this exactly, that in 2012 when Disney bought Lucasfilm, they brought, and I remember, I don't remember who it was, Dave Filoni or somebody who brought it up, that because there was so much, because Disney acknowledged that, it was the Clone Wars that helped keep Star Wars going through that intervening time. As such, they announced that Clone Wars is canon.
Okay. Well, they want it to be. I mean, of course. Mm-hmm. The son and the daughter, they're like pure. Oh, my God. Even I know this.
They should be number 1 and 2, I would think.
But they shouldn't be they're not overpowered. They're like the ultimate sides of the Force, aren't they?
Right.
Okay, let's read
she's
on.
not wearing a bra.
Oh.
So, okay.
She doesn't have breasts. Does she have breasts?
So who is...
So like Rey.
So
she has Force breasts. She uses the Force to lift him up.
So who is the son and the daughter? I've never heard of these two.
All right, that's a clone.
Those are cool ass episodes.
Clone Wars, right? That's Clone Wars. Okay. Explain, Steven. Explain.
Yeah. All right. Well, without spoiling. Without spoiling too much, man.
Oh, shut up! It's been from freaking 10 years.
It's okay.
Spoilers ahead, people.
They end up going to this planet that's connected into Rebels. It's where it leads into the World Between Worlds story arc. They're the son and the daughter. It's like basically ultimate dark, ultimate light, and then they're the father, who's like the balance between the Force. And when they go to this planet, Anakin sees visions of himself as Vader, or hears he senses the Force. He gets warnings basically through the Force of what's going to come. So it's really cool pair of episodes.
And doesn't the daughter end up like following Ahsoka like as a bird? A version of the daughter?
I'm not all up on Rebels. I wasn't a big Rebels fan.
Yeah, I've never watched Rebels. Someone was telling me about it. I gotta watch Rebels.
Okay.
For the hell of it. But the ones from the excellent Mortis arc are some of the most fantastic fascinating beings introduced on screen in Star Wars.
Yeah, that dagger that was in the that was in the Alpha movie was supposed to be the dagger of Mortis. They were supposed to be bringing the son in.
And wasn't that Matt Smith? Wasn't that supposed to be Matt Smith?
Was going to play the son. That's one of the versions. That's one of the versions that was shot and abandoned before we got what we got.
Oh God, man, how great that would
be. So
have
there's a cool version where that dagger was cool?
Yes.
Yeah, well, cooler.
But no.
Yeah, and that was the Wayfinder in Rise of Skywalker that you're referring to, right?
No,
that was
it was the actual. No, the dagger was the one where they opened it up and somehow an ancient dagger lined up with the destructive.
I was about to say. So you're saying that somebody sat there on the coast and hammered out this sword or knife as they're looking at the wreckage of this fucking
They knew
spaceship?
see, come on, man. They knew 1,000 years before that this second Death Star would blow up and land perfectly like that.
And they would be standing on that spot. That very spot.
Luckily, she didn't have to itch her ass and took a step to the side.
What it sounds like is like the son and the daughter are reminiscent of like the angel and devil.
Yeah, in a way, yes. And the father's kind of like the god. Yeah. I think the most OP character would be Gandalf. The son embodies the dark side of the Force. Chung-Li, Dumbledore. The son embodies the dark side of the Force. His sister, the daughter, embodies the light side. The two were imprisoned on Mortis during their life, but they had a unique connection to the Force, like a dyad. The son could infect people with the dark side. The daughter was powerful, kinetic. Both could change their forms, and like Mortis itself, they were attuned to the Force in ways nobody in the physical realm really could be. And I swear the daughter becomes a bird, and that follows. The owl, and that follows. And actually, I think the owl makes a appearance in The Mandalorian when Ahsoka's episode is there. Keep an eye out for that. Yeah. Shitty show, but that was a cool part.
It's a little Easter egg there.
Yeah. I like Easter eggs. All right, so let's see who is number 2. The Force Priestesses. They are pretty fucking powerful. One of the most crucial steps in Yoda's life came when he began to learn about the power of life after death, a journey that led him to trials given to him by the Force priestesses. Rather than wielding the Force with the abilities like everyone else does, the Force priestesses act as a representation of the connection between the living Force and the cosmic Force. They are 5 beings residing on the wellspring of life, the home of midichlorians, and are shape-shifting beings manifesting as embodiments of serenity, confusion, joy, sadness, and anger. Overall, they are shrouded in mystery with many questions surrounding them and their power. Still, they are incredibly attuned to both the living and cosmic Force and know the secrets of transforming into a Force spirit.
Cool. But how is that more powerful than a single dude taking down 1,000 freaking Jedi and taking over the entire galaxy?
Right.
Yeah.
So the priestesses are closely tied to the midichlorians. Is that correct?
Yes. And I just got to read one thing again. This is just Force users. Okay, I don't think these people should even.
But even then, that's still the article's wrong. Yeah, because as far as Force users, it's still
because they're technically not even part of the physical world.
Right.
Why is Yoda not like in the top 3? You know, like I don't understand this list.
He should be. If this list is what it is, Yoda should be number 4. The father should be 1. The son and daughter, the priestess, and then Yoda. That's the way
Who are these?
What about Palpatine though?
I was going to say, I personally think if anybody was going to be number 1, it would have to be Vitiate from what was the Old Republic, because he was able to take out entire planets. He wasn't just wiping out. Like
Luke did that
squadron.
shit too.
He literally sucked the life essence and force out of everybody on the entire planet. He killed everything. There was no wind. There were no birds. There were no bugs. There was no.
Who is it?
It's part of
Tommy, you gotta hook me up.
Tommy, who is it again?
Give me the
Darth Vitiate.
I want
receipts. He was what they called Darth Vitiate, who they called the one true emperor. He was all part of the Old Republic. There's actually a novel that's called Revan. And it actually talks about, how powerful Vitiate is.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, as powerful as Revan was, he stood no chance with another Sith Lord at his side and another Jedi that he had trained. The 3 of them stood no chance against Vitiate.
Right.
How do you spell his name?
Tenebrae.
No, Tenebrae was the one who
in Star Wars, you have like regular, and then you have like these like cosmic level people.
Yeah, they're like
the Living Tribunal and Galactus.
Right,
right.
Like
the level?
Yes, like you got the Eternals, and then you got the people that created the Eternals, which were the Celestials. Like they're beyond what this should be about.
So that's what I'm. Is that what these people are?
Yes.
Kind of like I was gonna say, is it kind of like the New Gods, like Jack Kirby's Fourth World in that kind of power level?
Oh, I don't know that one that well. I do know
Genesis like Dark Side, like New Genesis and Apocalypse. If you know what I mean.
Right.
Hit me up for a minute, Scotty.
Yeah. Hold on. Here we go.
Thanks, man. All right. So this is the guy that Tommy's talking about. This is Tenebrae, known in the old Sith Empire as Darth Vitiate, has reconstituted Sith Empire as the Sith Emperor and his eternal empire as Valakuron. Was an ancient dark side entity of enormous power who manipulated galactic affairs for 1,500 years.
Damn.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he's closely remembered to.
He's badass looking too.
Yeah.
Does he have Sith blood?
He originally was. He was an original. Yeah, he originally was part of the original Sith race. Obviously,
Sith blood.
Okay, they didn't look exactly like they did initially, but as they dumbed it down, they became more human looking.
Question: He's a Valkorian.
He becomes Valkorian.
Yeah, he becomes Valkorian in the Old Republic.
He changes and reconstitutes himself.
Right.
Oh wow.
Right, because that was one of the storylines. One of the big storylines in the Old Republic is the whole thing with the Valkorian, and that when the main character he kills him, he becomes kind of like a Force ghost in a way.
Okay.
Damn, he tortured. Yeah, listen to this dude. He goes, Tenebrae carved a path of destruction across planet Medarius, torturing and massacring thousands by the age of 10.
Yeah, someone here says Shane said he killed his parents at 4 years old.
Okay, so do you guys know the do you guys know you guys seen the trailers for the Old Republic, right? You said the two cinematic trailers where you had two of his sons, basically kind of one representing light and dark. That's his sons. And then there was another one with the mother trying to save his little girl from, and that's also related to Valkorion as well.
Yeah, the daughter is actually, she's more like a witch.
Yeah, she's more like a witch.
That's incredible.
Like in the novel, when Revan goes looking for this emperor, he goes to the first planet that Vitiate wiped out, and there's no sound, there are no animals, there's no breeze, there's nothing. It is a completely and utterly dead world. When you think of dead world, I mean, you're thinking that there's absolutely nothing. It is like a vacuum in space.
Oh man, it's pure blackness. Like just like, oh god, is that racist? I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, that definitely.
I denounce white supremacy.
No, it definitely sounds like it's on a level like a Galactus or something like that, or someone of that eternal being, something like that being like the people like
Tommy,
or like kind of like, or in a way kind of like, or in a kind of you guys remember kind of the some of the early MCU films where they kind of detailed some of the history of the creation of the Infinity Stones, kind of something like that in a way, but probably more powerful.
Jacob, we agree with you. Yeah, like worse than Thanos. We're talking about world enders. We're talking about world enders.
Yeah.
This is Thanos with all the rings. Like that ability.
Nah, I wouldn't go.
The living tribunal.
Much more powerful than that, yeah.
Thanos took out half the fucking universe. I think he had some power
but even with the Infinity, even with the
fucked him up, though, you're right.
Even with the Infinity Gauntlet, listen,
just like walking around able to do it when he wants.
Yeah, but even with the Infinity Gems, Darkseid still bodies him.
Yeah, Darkseid is badass, dude, man. The more I research Darkseid, because I wasn't a big DC reader. Like, I did some of my Superman stuff, like the Funeral for a Friend Superman run and stuff like that. But, yeah, man, Darkseid is badass, dude.
Yeah. I think in a fight with Darkseid and Thanos, Darkseid would fucking stomp
wins,
Thanos,
period.
dude.
He curb stomps. Even with the Infinity Gauntlet, he curb stomps him.
Yeah. Did anybody see what's his name talking about DC? Schneider came out defending Henry Cavill again because they announced the Black Superman on his birthday. On Henry Cavill's birthday, so he came out and said, JJ, I love his JJ stuff, but Henry Cavill will always be Superman to me. And I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was kind of cool.
Christopher Reeve will always be Superman to me.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. I mean, I like me some Cavill, no doubt.
Cavill's great, dude.
Yeah.
He's
I don't like his Clark Kent, though.
Christopher Reeves, though, is that's my baby boy right there.
I really didn't think that the other guy did that bad of a job. What is his name?
Roth. I think Brandon Roth
did a great job.
Dude,
his Clark Kent is the best next to Reeves. His Clark Kent is bomb.
That's why he said. That's why he's my favorite. He was my favorite part of Legends of Tomorrow. Just him being Ray Palmer. Yeah.
Hey, Justin Normie, what's up, brother?
Shiv was so dope.
Yeah, dude. Let me tell you this too.
Shiv, I was like, oh my god, dude.
You know who else is good? And I'm sad that they, if Culture was here, he'd speak on it. They fired the whole writing room, but that Superman and Lois show, I didn't think that kid was going to be a good Superman. His Clark Kent is spot on. Yeah, dude, I really like his Superman and more his dad, Clark Kent. I think him as a father the kid isn't even that, he's younger than me. He does a great job. And I'm sad to see that that whole writing room is gone.
I know. Yeah.
So
what?
Oh yeah, dude. That the first six episodes, and now they went on hiatus they're hiring a whole new writing crew.
Yeah. What happened was the first 6 episodes of Superman and Lois, those were all filmed before quarantine. Yes. So that was all before the lockdown.
Yep.
I swear they did that with Legends of Tomorrow too, because when Legends of Tomorrow first started off, their first couple seasons weren't too bad.
No, they weren't.
But you could see it starting to go down by the end of the second season. By third season, man, it turned into a trash fire. I couldn't even watch anymore.
Oh no, yeah.
I mean, there were great. Yeah, there were so many great there were great setups in both Arrow and Flash. And I thought that was one of the best ideas, was to bring Katie Lotz' Sarah Lance character back as White.
Oh yeah, I liked the first season of Heroes of Tomorrow, and then they got rid of everybody. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, and they got rid of everybody on the show. It's like they stripped the characters we started to like. Toxic Man Flew of Dick's Division. I love that. For $5, I had to endure 5 seconds of Facebook ads to watch this live stream. You're lucky. I love you, Sporking. Congrats on still being monetized. Thank you, brother.
Nice.
Thank you so much for being a channel member. Thank you, bro, and thank you for the $5. I love that, man. Yeah. What is Just Normie? I love his Clark Kent. Which one? Who? I just know Clark Kent. What's his name's Clark Kent is dope.
It was just that, I think it was the problem with what was Ralph's Superman film? I forgot what it was called, but I think it was that they were trying so hard for Ralph to emulate Christopher Reeve. Yeah, I think it was also the problem, was they were trying so hard to for Ralph to try to emulate Christopher Reeve in every way.
He did it perfectly.
He did a great job.
Yeah.
The writing sucked.
Yeah.
And
it's a 2000 movie. I understand them wanting to have. They needed a better villain. Is what they were lacking. They really did need a powerful villain, someone who could knock him around.
We didn't need Lex Luthor again.
You did right. Well, you could have Lex be a part of it.
Right.
But you could have any myriad of characters. You just had him fight Zod in 2, which that movie took place after Superman 2, as if 3 and 4 didn't even exist. So you needed someone stronger. That was the thing that was lacking. People got bored. Yeah, it's a new audience, it's a new age. They could have met us in the middle with that, better villain. That's what that's.
They gave us Cyclops. It was like, wait a minute, are we supposed to jam on the dude without powers or fucking jam on Superman?
Right.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, but I know we've been going for over 2 hours, so we're going to call it a night, guys. So I'm going to go around the panel, tell them where they can find you. If you're working on anything, please give it a shout out, kind of like the Rock and Roll Ninja. What's up, Matt?
Hey, man. Yeah. So on Indiegogo, I got Rock and Roll Ninja, and I am streaming myself working on that over at my channel. So you can come watch me. Come watch me draw ninjas. That's it. That's the only place I'm at. Sorry. Anything else?
No, we're just putting you on the spot, bro. It's all right.
Ah, fuck. I was like,
and Scott's muted again. He really thinks that's funny when he
muted.
does that, and he's happy. He's laughing.
I just said some beautiful things about you, Steven.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, please keep in mind both Clark Kent and Calvin Ellis are Kal-El. Hearing it sounds the same. But they spell I know, Mads, but they're spelling Kal-El as in Clark Kent's Kal-El. That's why they're confusing the fandom right now. Come out. I would love to see Calvin Ellis. I would freaking love to see that. That would be so awesome.
I still say I would rather see a good Steel movie.
Yeah,
John Henry,
done right.
Good John Henry.
Not that garbage ass Shaquille O'Neal shit that we got back in the day.
I just watched the Death of Superman and then the Reign of the Supermen. And Steel, dude, Steel is awesome. I would love to see a whole thing. He's like the Iron Man of DC. He's fucking awesome. Okay, who's up next? Let's see. Guinea Pig, what do you got going?
The guinea.
We're nibbling toes. We're being pains in the asses, just like we're always doing. We're getting ready to take some more pot shots at YouTube, because guess what, YouTube? You can kiss our fuzzy asses.
Yeah, baby.
Bastards. And remember, guys, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. And you know what? There's a lot of trees in the Sequoia National Forest that haven't given their consent, Stephen. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah. And next up, Machini. Who is that?
It's Bubblegum.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted you to say.
Damn.
Speaking of which, guys, thank you guys so much. Sorry if I haven't been putting out I haven't been putting out much content, and I'm trying to get back into it. I'm so sorry. We're in a break from Machiny Live, so I'm just kind of putting up some new avatars and such, and just kind of getting ready for the next season, which will be on May 23rd. But so I'm gonna try, and I'm still working on commissions, so I'm still trying to get everything set up. Sorry if I haven't been putting out as much content, but I will be on OrdsBored stream tonight for the Fortnite Wednesday chill stream, which is going to be a lot of fun. And that's about it. But also, I want to share this because Scott didn't see it yesterday because Steve was ogling it. Okay, so I have a Pinterest. I have a whole gallery on Pinterest of just references I use for bubblegum, and this is what it looks like. If you share my screen, that's it. That's all of it.
Nope, that's not me.
I don't want to. I don't want to see big. That's yeah. Oh my god.
So who is Bubble? Are these just people dressing like Bubble? Like I don't understand.
No, these are references. No.
These are my future ex-wives.
These are just girls you use to reference the gorgeous.
It started with just one. I don't know. I found this one picture. It's like I've never drawn curly hair before. And then it just became that. That just came it. Yeah. It just became its own thing. Yeah.
Like, hey, look at me.
My snip still works.
I'll ruin your life.
I am giving my genes to all these crazy women.
Dude, have you ever seen
you in Family Court?
Have you ever seen Harlem Nights with Eddie Murphy when the guy sleeps with Sunshine the hooker and he calls up his wife, I'm not coming home, and it just hangs on.
Excellent movie.
Bubblegum.
She became her own. She became such her own character, and you can thank Fat Steven for that because Fat Steven said it was like drawing her was like kind of like an extension of me. You see a lot of me in her, and that's why I stuck with it.
You put yourself in her, brother.
Yeah, it's all good until she comes after you for using her likeness.
Oh, dude, I think she'd probably be flattered, and this beautiful art he's made in her image.
Yeah, and it's not her.
Beautiful.
It's just reflective. Yeah, it's just reflective.
Yeah, keep saying that.
And because she's the most often seen on YouTube. So.
All right, love you, Machiny. Thank you, brother. And next up, the author, Steven Tree Humping Walton.
Listen, normally I'm like, your favorite YouTubers and share their videos out. I still mean that, but oh my God, can you please share mine out? Nobody. My YouTube's killing me right now. I don't know what they've done. I think that the Google mods came in a while back to our chats, and they've been silent. They're still coming through. Tommy was talking about that earlier, and I think they're messing with our channel. So please, not only on YouTube, guys, but seek out alternative platforms and support your favorite creators there. Computing Forever got thrown off of YouTube. He's on BitChute. Go check out Dave Cullen. He's great. Please check out my channel.
Whoa. Cullen got knocked out of YouTube?
Yeah, he was he was permabanned. He was basically permabanned.
I was wondering what happened, dude.
Yeah, he was permabanned. He's now over on BitChute. Please go check me out over on Odyssey. Support alternative platforms. We need to move out of that. We're going to be doing that. Rogue Entertainment is not only going to be on YouTube, we're going to be on several platforms here soon. And we're going to start live streaming on Odyssey because it's time to start shifting away from a platform that wants to control their narrative, suppress certain people, push the corporations that like to tell you who you can and can't be and what you are and how you should act, and start supporting up-and-coming platforms like Odyssey that is offering us a place to exercise our free speech and our freedom of thought. So please do that. Be good to each other. Suffer no fools. Wash your hands, wash your ass, and peace.
Wow,
we got a neurotic grade. Okay.
All right, well, let me say this. If this is a nerdrotic raid, I could really use your freaking subs, people, so freaking hit the button.
Hail Gary.
Damn it. Look, welcome to the rebellion. Jesus Christmas.
Dude, Gary gave you a raid, bro.
I love you, Gary. Gary, thank you, man. Gary's the man.
I hope someday.
Let's do another article.
I don't think we could stop now, guys. I think we got to go on to another article.
One more.
All right. Shit, I don't have
If anybody has
article.
to leave. Well,
what did Anita Sarkeesian say?
Man, I tried to find that and I couldn't see it at all. Looks like she's just, I don't know. She's talking trash. She was pointing out things about calling Israel like a colonized nation and their colonizers and this and that. Didn't really see anything specific about it. but let me see if I can dig up something.
Because you guys are coming in at the very end. Yeah. And I feel like an ass now that Gary sent you all over here.
Let me find something.
Steven, when you go digging over there, make sure you don't hit no roots. You don't want to up any trees, you know?
Hold on.
Yeah, well, we got one.
That's what she fucking said.
Wow, look at all you guys coming in. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel because I haven't got subscribers in a while because I'm not as good as Gary, but I do have a beard, just not the hair. What were you guys talking about over at Gary's end? Let me know in the chat. Tell me what Gary was talking about. Was he talking about any Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire stuff? Because I kind of want to know.
I think you're all alone on that, Scott.
Yeah, I am. I am like the last thread of the Song of Ice and Fire people, and I'm sticking with it, man. I am sticking.
You're going to die on that hill.
I am. That's my hill to die on.
That is you and Jayne. I was about to say you and Jayne. It's hanging on by a thread.
Me and Jayne, Jayne Theory and myself, guys. We're the only ones. Yeah, Neurotic has an epic beard, bro. Epic. Good to see all you. One of my good friend Darius. What's up, man? Just noticed I got unsubbed.
It's me being canceled by China.
There you go. There you go, Darius. I've been wondering where you were.
Okay, here we go. Cover this. Here we go.
People are getting unsubscribed from our channels. It is YouTube coming after free content creators, people that believe in free speech. Please support. If it's not me, just support who you guys respect and like to watch because we are going nowhere with YouTube right now. They are trying to silence Steven Crowder. They're trying to keep people like Gary down. They don't want to see us grow. So please help us, guys, by supporting it. Hit the like button, share the streams, definitely subscribe because it definitely helps.
Thank you, guys. Right, it looks like they didn't cover Amber Heard. So.
Yeah, so Disney, it's the whole thing with the Eternals and Shang-Chi being banned in China. Venture Brothers and what was it, Aqua Teen Hunger Force getting a film adaptation, and John Barrowman of Doctor Who being canceled.
Oh, well, I was just about to talk about the China thing, so that's actually a good one to cover. So hold on one second. I'm going to bring that up because we have that in the chat. Here we go. All right. So, yeah, China, guys. What do you guys think about China having control over the U.S. market when it comes to movies?
You want pork fried rice with that?
No. Ouch. But seriously, like, they have too much power, okay?
It's pretty hypocritical.
Why do you say that?
I think it's pretty hypocritical when they have all kinds of weird social programs and concentration camps. You know, they've got their whole country on lockdown with their little social numbers or social value. I mean, but then they're going to get shitty about like how their culture is portrayed, and it's not even portrayed in a bad way. It's just like they don't like magic. I mean, fuck them.
It's just
like
they
make their own fucking stupid movies.
Well, also something to keep in mind, Matt, was that Ghostbusters 2016 was never released in China because China doesn't believe in superstition. Stuff like
I doubt that was the reason.
I think it's bullshit, but that's what they say. That's what they say.
Well,
they say it's about spirit. Yeah, go ahead.
China does have a really big thing. Like when World of Warcraft went into the China market, they had to change a lot of aspects of the games because you couldn't have anything with skeletons or anything with like the undead or blood. Yeah, there was a lot of things. They do have a lot of serious superstitions in that country.
Okay, yeah.
Which is weird. Because superstitions are like religious based, but they're like a fucking godless.
But don't forget,
I think there's a difference between being sensitive to a culture who has certain beliefs, cultural beliefs, like not talking to the dead, not just because some Native American tribes they don't speak of the dead, So I can understand that. I think it's more of like you were saying, Matt, earlier, the hypocrisy of having Disney. Shrinking Finn on the poster, or filming Mulan right next to concentration camp.
Well, thanking them
and thanking them at the same time. Yes.
I think it is more I'm more concerned with that type of hypocrisy. I don't want them to have control over our media. That's a communist nation. You do you, boo. If your people are happy with that, then you go ahead and do that. This is a free country. They already have too much control. They own a large percentage of the United States. One of the things about communism is being able to control the value of your currency because it's not a free market, and they have used that to gain leverage over Australia, to gain leverage over the United States and other parts of the world. And it's going to infringe eventually on our ability to create freely, to create art.
Right. Right. And the, you know what, I know Congress is trying to get involved in it, but it's pretty much just, it's lip service. What it's going to take is actually what?
Yeah, it's lip service.
That's all it is. What it's really going to take, it's going to take people like in Hollywood saying we are not going to bow down to a country because it's art. It's supposed to be your art. It's supposed to be what you believe in. Like, would you, okay, Matt, being the artist of Rock and Roll Ninja, would you want to have a country dictate how you're drawing Asian characters in your artwork?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because then it's like you're implying that I have some kind of intention, some negative intentions. Like I'm just drawing these characters. Like
you have a predisposed bias.
Right. Whoa. No, I don't.
No, that's what they would be saying. Right. What you're saying. They would be saying you have a predisposed bias and you shouldn't be drawing.
It's like if I'm sitting here drawing a comic book and somebody shows up and says, "Hey, you can't draw it like that." Well, I could just easily say, "Well, did you fucking pay me? And did you pay me last week? So who the fuck are you?"
Right.
I mean, that would be me personally. Like, hey, don't draw that. Like, did you help me pay my mortgage last month? Are you helping me pay this month? Get the fuck out of my way, dude.
Right. And Raymond Davis says something here. Doesn't China own like 15 radio networks in America now? China came in the 80s, and that's what they started to do. And it might even started earlier than that, buying up corporations in America, quietly doing it, amassing a small fortune where there are backers in most ways. And these film industries know this. They know their distribution rights in not just China, but in Asia will be screwed. So China doesn't just control the 2 billion so people that are in their own country. They control the market in Asia.
That's right, because if you can't...
Yeah, what is the thing called? Right. Bridge and tunnel? Or not bridge and tunnel, but like bridge and belt. Like they're going around the world, like building infrastructure into these third world countries. Right. And then like basically Ponzi scheming these people. Like, hey, we're going to put this hydro plant and we'll put these roads in. And then they fuck them over. And then they end up like owning mineral rights, they own
they have a great ability of stealing intellectual property. So they don't care. It's a systematic government thing. And YouTube, you could do what you want to do with my stream. It's the truth. It's will
a cultural
go into
thing for them.
It absolutely is. They go into American companies that sell their souls and go have headquarters over in China, knowing that most likely their property is going to be stolen and used by the Chinese government, the CCP.
Well, you know what, Scott? I mean, it doesn't even start with just like intellectual properties like that. They've done it actually with toy franchises as well. I mean, the Chinese, the Chinese companies over there, they've stolen not only from like Hasbro over here in the States, but they've stolen from Takara in Japan when it comes to the Transformers. And they put all kinds of their own iterations out there. And they don't even hide the fact that they're knockoffs, but they try to pretend that they are. And they even use the same type of labeling that these companies use. And somehow they were getting away with it for, years.
Right,
nobody was saying anything. And
there's a name for it. There's like a Chinese word for it where they swipe shit. Like it's not rude and it's not like frowned upon to like see somebody's shit and then fucking copy it. And like try to make it better. Like here, it's like, hey man, like this is my idea. We have fucking patents. We have all kinds of shit. But in China, like that's not their mentality. It's just like, oh, I see you're doing this. Well, then I'm just gonna start fucking doing it.
Right.
Well, I think they try. I
think you're saying it, Tommy.
Production is what they try to claim it is, but it's really not. I mean, 90% of it's just a straight up steal. They did GoBots, they did Transformers. I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
Most of the toy franchises out there, they've actually pillaged those companies and they've reused their designs almost exactly. Maybe they made some small alteration to try to say, "Oh, it's something brand new," but it's not. It's the same thing.
Hey,
John
Scotty,
Peters. John Peters says it well here.
Out.
Oh, Makini, you got to bounce.
Yeah, I gotta get going. I gotta get going. Set up. I just got in contact with Ords, so we're about to set up our Wednesday stream.
All right, guys.
If you're new here, if you guys want to see me, and I know Matt's put in the link to like, hey, promote your channel. I got members. It's like, yes, guys, I got. Yes, I'm an artist. artist and illustrator. I do draw streams and I do time-lapse videos. We're kind of in the middle of a seasonal thing, so I'm trying to get some content out in the meantime, but I'm still got commissions and stuff like that. So hopefully soon, I promise. Hopefully this week I'll get some new content out for you guys.
All right,
but
brother.
Other than that, you guys can find me on OrdsBored's channel for the Wednesday chill stream. We play some Fortnite every Wednesday. It's a lot of fun. Hope to see you guys there.
We'll send people over after this, brother. Have a great night.
All right. Anyway, guys, this has been Mach90, artist and illustrator, and I will see you all next time for another video or live stream.
Guys, please follow Mach90. Please subscribe to everybody on the panel's channels. I really appreciate Gary sending you guys over. Hope you're enjoying what we're talking about. Please show that by supporting. John P. What?
Oh, before you get into it, I got that Amber Heard story up. They didn't cover that on Nerdrotic.
Oh, we're going to hit that next. I just want to say one thing. John Peters puts it perfectly. They went after the universities. China went after the universities. They don't care. And just like Russia and the bots, they don't care if they're talking against the right or the left. They just want us fighting. And they're using that against Americans and people in Europe too. So we got to be aware of that. But let's bring up Amber Heard. Why don't you read that one for us, Steven? And we'll get into this real quick.
You got it. This one is from Bounding into Comics. Oh God, it skipped on me. Amber Heard reportedly being investigated by the Los Angeles Police Department for perjury and could face jail times, from Josh Berger on May 12th. Please support our friends over at Bounding into Comics. They do so much work for us over there. A few weeks after Amber Heard filed to dismiss ex-husband Johnny Depp's $50 million defamation lawsuit against tabloid paper The Sun, it seems things are not about to get any better for Aquaman and Justice League actress. New information seemingly suggests that Heard is not only being probed by the LAPD, but that the actress could also be facing years of jail time, or at least this is what the sources have recently claimed. Now, I mean, she's a darling in the industry. I don't know if they're going to give her jail time, but she's
a freaking psycho, man.
Oh,
I'm sorry. She shit the bed.
She did shit the bed. She did. As original.
I just gotta ask. Put a 1 in the comment if you would let her shit your bed. A 2 if that's just going too far. I'd like to know, because Amber Heard is like that crazy hot.
Now hold on. Does the defecation
exactly. I'm like, man, she's so
sex?
hot. God, she's fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, no.
Sex previous to the defecation.
She's having sex with you, and then she shits on your bed.
All right, because we need to clarify that.
1 if shit's okay, 2 if it's not. All right. Oh, we have a super chat from Toxic Man Flu. And he says, Toxic Man Flu of Dick's Division, $5. That's Comics Division for all your Nerdrotic fans. We call him Dick's Division. And you are a channel member. Thank you, brother. I smelled something burning in my backyard. It was just Steven and his girlfriend rubbing sticks. I know. TMF always coming with relevant stuff. I love Toxic Man Flu.
Thank you, Toxic Crop Flu.
Rock.
Love you, man.
Funny.
Good to see you.
You rock. All right, go on, my friend.
All right. So, as originally reported by a German outlet, Bild, via Inside the Magic, the Los Angeles Police Department is probing Heard for perjury, which, according to Penal Code 118 PC, is a felony punishable by a maximum sentence of up to 4 years in jail or prison. Police Department in the city of Los Angeles have started an investigation against Amber. The reason is she is said to have given false information about the famous incident in May 2016, in which Johnny Depp ravaged the shared luxury penthouse and hit her with a phone. It continues. On May 21st, 2 911 calls came in. The first arrived at Johnny's 849 South Broadway in downtown Los Angeles at 9:05, and a second at 10:28 p.m. The body cam video of police officers who have been summoned then filmed a different scene than previously indicated by Amber Heard in the court in London. According to the source, Los Angeles Police Department officials have yet to confirm the information presented about the investigation on the Justice League actress. Last month, Johnny Depp's lawyer stated that he believed body cam footage from May 2016, the night in which Depp allegedly threw Amber Heard's own phone at the actress's face and even smashed up their shared penthouse, was proof that she was lying about the infamous incident. The Daily Mail originally reported the body cam footage didn't show anything suspicious and that there were no signs of damage at the penthouse in which Depp's alleged destructive rampage took place. You can view the body cam footage below. Look, if you want to go check it out, go to Bounding into Comics.
She has been systematically trying to destroy this man. Okay?
Yeah.
She has been trying to destroy this man. And guess what? Hollywood, you fell for it. Once again, a hashtag Me Too was used and abused. What was supposed to protect women and trust women and doing this. People like her, why hashtags like that can't mean shit. Evidence means something. Facts mean something. She used her acting abilities and makeup crew to make it seem like Johnny Depp was this vicious guy when all his exes came out in support of him. And people still believe this woman. And now we got more proof that she's that nuts. What do you guys think?
Go.
Anybody could say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my fault.
Yeah.
I was sorry. I guess here's the footage of inside the place. This place is supposed to be ravaged.
Oh, it's
this
disgusting.
is where this big fight took place. Yeah, it's disgustingly
dogs.
rich. Looks good.
Cute
Yeah, little
dogs.
tiny puppies.
Hey, baby boy.
But
she would tell you they're vicious guard dogs that he had attack her.
Look at their trot. Oh, he's got a bunch of different ones. Sorry, I'm a dog guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
On your own time, Matt. On your own time, Matt. They are cute, though.
The only crime I see there are the
dog
slippers.
with your mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I was like,
Kaylee,
what kind of bullshit shoes is he wearing?
those are Adidas. They look like. Kaylee D, the slip-ons. Kaylee D says she's a disgusting human being, and I completely agree. Synther616, I'd let her do it, then I'd enjoy kicking her out. That's great. Braggy Aggie says, liking the vibe here so far. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
The vibe is, you guys are always welcome here, man. The vibe is, look, we're just a group of people that are sick and tired of Hollywood dragging average Joes across the freaking coals because we hate what they've done to our modern myth and legends. We grew up enjoying stuff. Go ahead, Tommy.
Across the coals, I think is actually, dumbing it down a bit. It's more like we're that bad puppy that shit on the floor and they're shoving their faces in the shit because they just can't stand us.
Right, and telling us to like it. Go ahead.
And this had to happen while Game of Thrones was running, a show that I enjoyed. And you can see during the time frame of those last seasons when Hollywood got woke, how it reflected on screen. The lack of the complete just lack of creativity, the show fell apart. The show now, I know Scott's got a different view. He reads the books. I haven't read.
The show was horrible. The show was horrible.
I liked the first few seasons of that show. I really
4 seasons. 4 seasons were good. 6th season was okay too. 5, 7, 8 destroyed a universe that changed my life. Okay, the books changed my life. I hated reading. I never liked to read as a kid. I had learning disabilities, and I found Game of Thrones before it started on HBO. I was like, oh, let me check this out, and it changed my life. It was like Tolkien, but like a little dirtier and grimier, and like telling me the politics of the day and the backstabbing and and all the theories that came out of it and the community that was built. And Dan and Dave systematically took something I loved and said, F you to the fans. The final episode had I want to say, and I'm paraphrasing the time. I'm not saying the exact time, but out of an hour-long show, there was probably 14 minutes of dialogue. The rest were people walking, sadly looking around, and the greatest story would be king. Fuck you, Dan and Dave. You make me sick.
So basically, Scott, is what you're saying is they did more damage to you than a pair of scissors ever could.
Yes, I had a vasectomy. Get over it, Tommy. Still a little tender.
All right, you want to keep going, Scotty?
Yeah, please hit it up.
All right. Their body-worn devices reveal a tidy hallway leading into an elegant kitchen and living room area adorned with ornaments, flesh flowers, piles of books, numerous candles, and candle bras. Candle bras? All right. It reads the Daily Mail's coverage from the book.
Candelabra, Stephen.
Candelabra.
Watch a Liberace documentary. Jesus.
Sorry, bro. That was a lot of syllables.
Candelabras just make me happy.
Wait a minute! I thought you were supposed to be. I thought you were supposed to be an author.
Is that like wax?
And you don't know
candelabras?
I got candle bras right here. Baby.
I don't even know what the hell a candle bra is, bro.
Candle bras.
The outlet also reports that the officers don't appear to spot anything suspicious. However, there is no obvious signs of damage, disarray, or staining on the floors or carpets in the 3.5-minute videos. What's more, the new evidence provided by the body cam footage agrees with the information shared by Officer Melissa Sannes and Tyler Haddon, who first responded to the calls about the domestic disturbance at the aforementioned penthouse. What a lovely couple. She's about to shit in his bed.
Man, I bet you those cops were like, man, look at this fucking place. This place
Look how hot
nice,
she is,
man.
though.
She is. That's what I'm saying.
Dude,
That's
how
crazy
many times
hot.
did you let her shit? How many times did you
Crazy
like
hot.
if you like woke up and you were like, oh my god, you just shit the bed? That's okay. Let's go get some breakfast.
Did the
you're
shitting
moving-
happen after? Did the shitting happen after he cut off the finger, or she cut off
Let's
the finger?
also think.
Did
Let's
she
also
really
remember.
shit in his bed?
Yeah.
She shat in his bed, dude. Where have you been?
Good
Yes.
grief.
Can we
Bro.
get a picture of that?
This is not a joke. There
Did
was
they
a
fuck
turd
afterwards?
in his bed.
Has anybody read the Sword of Truth series? I have not, but you are the third person to tell me to check out Terry Goodkind, so I will. Thank you for bringing that back up. I actually have it written down over here. Yeah, she shat in his bed, people. She shat in his bed. Now,
I've seen those pictures. It looked more like she had diarrhea in the bed.
Yeah, she might have gotten fucked up, had some coke, had too much champagne, farted, and then just like blew out a bubble of doo doo.
No, but see, okay, I can understand it was a hot day. Maybe she had a little swamp and left a streak. She left a turd in his bed. She literally was mad at him and squatted and took a dump in the man's bed. Fresh flowers, candle
It wasn't like he
bras.
woke up after eating
was
peppers, short. It was a mistake. It wasn't that. No.
No, this was a systematic attack on the man's bed. There was intent in that shit, dude. There was intent.
Did she wipe her ass with the sheets, or did she just pull up her fucking shorts and walk
No,
away?
she goes commando, first of all. She just probably dropped down her dress and walked away, dude.
That's just like, I'm really hot, but like my ass is just covered.
You know
with
what I mean?
shit.
Let it
Like, I'm
let it
just sitting in
marinate.
People's bed.
Let it marinate for a
Spud
minute, Matt. You know what I mean?
Spud in the sheets. She didn't prep properly. TT says, if I was Elon Musk, I'd be changing the locks on my doors. He defends her, doesn't he?
Elon's got Sandy wipes in every room just in case.
You
So
know,
good.
Yo,
look,
Elon Musk, he fucks, don't he?
Well, dude,
He's down.
look, he's a little, I don't know. To me, Elon is a genius, but he kind of looks like he's a little bit on the spectrum anyways. And he's the type of guy, and I don't mean that to be rude. He just has that vibe about him.
He's basically
But you know he grew up not
Sheldon
nailing
from
chicks
Big
like
Bang
her.
Theory.
Yeah, he's Sheldon. Yes. Yes, and he grew up not banging chicks like her. So yes, he would let her shit on him.
He could also buy a whole nother bed. Like if she shit in one bed, he could just buy another one,
Press
Hey,
a
I bought
button.
a house so you can shit on the bed.
Yeah,
Steven, is this like a prerequisite that you have for hot girls? Hey, baby, I am willing to buy another bed. It's okay.
Brother, I told you that the bar vacillates depending on hotness with me. All right, I don't lie.
Well, you know what? As long as you're kind and you buy him some new candle bras afterwards, everything's going to be fine.
Candle bras are the way to go.
I
So that's
ordered
what.
you a dozen flesh flowers.
Flesh flowers and candle bras. Raymond Davis said that before, and that was a good one. Sifu says, so that's why they were calling her Amber Turd.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, read on, Steven.
Okay, in the statement, Simmons told Herta's attorney that I did not identify her as a victim of domestic violence. She added, when we met with the victim, we checked the location. The husband wasn't there, and the victim and that the victim advised us she wasn't going to give us further information. She just wanted to scare somebody, that's all. It was also worth noting that both Melissa Senna's and Tyler Haddon's testimony seemingly confirmed that there were no signs of damage in Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's downtown Los Angeles penthouse, despite the actress' claim that her ex-husband was smashing up the place. As reported by Radar Online, Depp's attorney, Adam Waldman, told Bill that Amber Heard and her friend Rocky Pennington staged the May 21st crime scene to prove the abuse allegation against Johnny Depp. He added the crime scene was an enormous lie.
Yeah, of course it was.
Erroneous and enormous.
It was erroneous and enormous.
It was an enormous glass bra or whatever you said.
Fuck my life.
Think about what happened.
Scott,
but seriously,
did you see John Peters, what he put in?
He's been saying some good stuff. Where
Amber is steaming hot.
She is. John.
That's dope.
He's on fire right now, dude. And so
Cleveland never
ass.
looked so good, man.
Yeah, Cleveland. The thing that kills me is, and it's someone earlier, and I'm sorry, I highlighted it before. I forgot who said it. He lost. He was kicked out of the Fantastic Beasts series, which has about 5 more movies he was supposed to be in. 5 more movies. She destroyed this man's career, dude. 5 movies. I don't care how rich he is. She took away his livelihood.
Well, Scott, they didn't stop there, because Disney, not only did they say they didn't want to have nothing to do with him as far as Pirates of the Caribbean was going to go, but they started removing any likeness of him that they had in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at their parks.
And look, Margot Robbie's hot, but she's not going to fill those shoes. It's not going to happen.
No,
you know,
she couldn't do it. She couldn't do it in Birds of Prey.
You don't have Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp. You just don't have it. You know, gets Captain Jack series. And another thing is that
the baggage that this whole thing has, I wouldn't want to go knowing that fucking they did that. You know, knowing that they fucked Johnny Depp out of it just on like rumors and like fucking knee-jerk reactions, like.
Joseph McCaffrey, I didn't know that he actually said recently on SNL that he has Asperger's.
Yeah, apparently.
I didn't know that. He always had that. I have a friend who is on the spectrum, and he's not as smart as Elon Musk, but he has that tendency of the way he talks. So that's why I was thinking that. Thank you for letting me know that. But back to Johnny Depp, it's like the guy completely, was a loved star in Hollywood. People loved him, and this is how quick a movement that has no checks and balances
believe
can
all
destroy
women.
Lives. Believe all women's. Believe all women's.
No evidence. You know what I mean? That's because
believe them.
When the evidence comes in, we get this. You know, when you believe someone or you believe an incident without looking for any type of evidence, without any empirical evidence, this is what you get.
Unless you're the former president, now president.
You is believed.
Yeah. And it's, dude, she got makeup to make herself look beat. She should be in prison for this, man.
That's dirty dog.
You know what, Scott? This kind of nonsense, though. I mean, the far-reaching scope that it actually has at this point. I mean, who would ever thought that a prospect for the Supreme Court was going to wind up facing these same type of allegations?
Right. Dude, valid point.
Steaming hot.
All right, what else do we got, Steven?
Sure. 1 second. I'll be squinting, going off camera. All right. Let's see. Back in September 2020, Heard and her lawyers did file a motion to sanction Walton for his repeated abuse of the discovery process, violation of the court's protective order, and general conduct in the case for looking for facts. They filed a motion to stop him from getting these videos, is what happened. The motion asked for the revocation of his pro hoc vice admission, prohibition from further contact with the press and public through social media about this case, and for fees and costs to having to bring this motion. So
pay for it, mofo.
Yeah, pay for it. Stay off social media.
I mean, that's what a lawyer is supposed to do, Steven. I mean, they're doing what they're supposed to do, but it's ridiculous that people are still defending this woman.
Yeah. As part of the Courthouse News, Walton was removed from the case by Judge White in October. Damn, he was removed.
Yeah.
So that's about it. Says, what do you think about the investigation? I mean, what do you guys think? Now, as far as I know, Johnny Depp's suing her for somewhere around like $50 million. Not that, right. Ooh. Now, I mean, to us, that's like a lot of money. To them, it's probably a drop in the bucket. But do you think that this is now more about him getting recognition that he was destroyed by this liar than anything else? You know, I mean, that's how it comes off to me. If I've been in the position of being told that I was something, or I had done something that I had never done, and then that feeling of like, people are hating me for something I did not do or did not say, and wanting that vindication. I think that I believe that he's fighting more now to clear his name.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he's fighting to prove a point. Yeah.
Right, than he is for money.
Look, this guy who has been known in Hollywood as the nice guy, as the
this is Edward Scissorhands, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
he's eccentric.
Nobody talks shit about him. Yeah.
No, and all the women in his life. He's like the Derek Jeter of Hollywood. Nobody. He must have gave him a fruit basket and sent him on their way, because nobody ever talks bad about him. Just like Derek Jeter, he has dated the hottest women in Hollywood, in sports, and no one has talked bad about him. I don't know what these guys... Magic. That's all. They're not snipped, I guess. I don't know.
Magic Dick? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm saying. Something. Yeah. But it just goes to show you how good of a human being that his ex-wives came out in defense of him, and still people ran this man through the mud on social media, and he wants to be able to use that against her to show what people did to him. Because imagine a private guy like Johnny Depp and all the abuse he took for the last how many years now? You know,
several,
several,
4 or 5 years now. Yeah.
And
it's got to be incredibly embarrassing too for this all to come out. You know, it's like, yeah, you know, I was just chilling and like a man, you know, all this stuff is coming out that like, yeah, this chick was just beating the shit out of me while I was standing there and like she almost cut my fucking finger off.
Older
you know
guys,
I mean?
older guys, older guys out there. I'll say if you got money, listen. I know, you like banging that hot young chick. Don't marry her. Don't do it. All right, because she might be crazy. All right, get somebody around your own age group. Well, you might be. There's an exception to every rule, Matt. There's an exception to every rule.
Like a unicorn.
You're dating,
but you know, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they cancel idiots go after the ex-wives too for speaking up on his behalf?
Yeah, Winona Ryder, for God's sakes. I mean, she can get a little nutty now and again, but I wouldn't call her an evil person.
No.
I mean, you just got to check your fucking silverware when she leaves your house. But
yeah, she does like to slip things into her pockets.
Yeah.
Well, you know, everybody's got an addiction.
Yeah, that's definitely Winona. That's definitely Winona.
Kleptomaniac, tree attack.
We definitely went an extra half hour. Thank you to everybody coming over from Nerdrotic Show. That was awesome. I gained about 15 new subscribers.
Yeah, way to go.
Guys, if you could hit like, share the link, you know, tell your parents. Maybe they'll like me. Parents like me, I guess. And definitely, please support the guys here too. Makini, who was here, Culture Casino, but everybody else on the panel. So we did our outros, but let's do them again pretty quick because we got a lot of new people. CJH, haven't seen you in a while, brother. Greetings to you, man. And Snatchface the Fool, one of my good friends. How you doing? All right, so Tommy, tell them where they can find you.
Oh, I am all about guinea pig representation over there at Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, where I like to nibble off toes, and I like to tell people like YouTube that they can go fuck themselves. Goddamn specious bastards. Remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent, especially if you're Stephen Walton running through the Sequoia National Forest, banging trees. Don't get caught again, Stephen. I heard about what happened with you and the forest rangers. What you want to get another candle bra? Is that what you're saying?
I hate you, Tommy.
Show me your man.
That's why you're not the author anymore. You're the tree storian.
Tree storian. Kaylee just wanted to let us know she did cut parts of his fingers off. When she smashed the bottle towards him, he had to get a couple surgeries because of it. Holy
crazy,
crap,
crazy
man.
bitch probably ate it.
Oh, I would.
No, he got it sewed back on.
Okay.
All right. The artist of Rock and Roll Ninja, Matt 6 Bar. Tell them where they can find you.
You can check out my project on Indiegogo, Rock and Roll Ninja, and you can see my YouTube stream. Where's the link? If somebody could drop a link for me in the comments. I'm doing
it's in my description.
Behind the scenes stuff for Rock and Roll Ninja, and then I'm also doing late night doodles where I'm taking requests. Last night was pretty fun. I drew Harlequin, and then I drew a Sherman tank in a rain, getting rained on with a bunch of dicks. So it's a lot of funny stuff.
All right,
come check it out.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much for being here. As always, you are a talented
It's so
man.
fucking fun to be here, dude. It's so awesome. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. And Stephen Walton.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Much appreciated. Thank you to Gary for sending people over to Scott's stream, man. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to Scott's channel. This man is great. I've known him for 2 years. He's been my brother on YouTube, and he's wonderful talent, great channel. Please check out after this OrdsBored. They're running a show, gaming stream with Makini 90. Go check them out. OrdsBored's another great channel, good dude. Thank you guys so much for being here, for supporting all these wonderful channels. Do me a favor though, your favorite 2 or 3 YouTubers, will you please share out links for their videos? Also support them on alternative platforms if they're out there, like on Odyssey or Minds. Go check them out, because we don't have an industry to support us. We only have each other, and we rise together. Thank you guys so very much for being here. I am author Stephen Walton, the Fandom Menace historian, your historian, born in the chats of the High Council with my brothers and sisters, fighting for our modern mythologies. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other. Peace.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, to come out tonight. Gary, again, Thank you, man. It's hard to get you on the stream because you're such a busy dude, but things like this, like, you don't have to do that. You don't. So thank you so much. Darius, thank you for following me over on Odyssey. I guess now I have 19 followers on Odyssey. The link is in the description, or in my description, and also in the chat, guys. If you're on Odyssey, you know, help out. Their cryptocurrency is a kind of a cool way that they're going, and it's the alternative to YouTube, because YouTube just is getting close to suspending, and maybe probably they just suspended Steven Crowder, you know, and they're probably going to get rid of him soon enough with 5 million plus subscribers. So what's that say about people like us? They're just trying to squash free speech. We cannot allow that to happen, guys. We should be allowed to say what we want and believe what we want and not be scared of what people are going to do. And as a community, we got to stick together. So thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. I want to say a special thank you to all my channel members. We got some new ones this past week, so I really appreciate you guys for doing that. Check out the description. Everybody in the panel and some other friends are in the description. Follow them if you can. And this one goes out to my great subscribers and members. Put a spork in it. We are done. Have a great night, everybody. See you Saturday night for another installment of The Dump.
Can you just at some point change his gay shit?
I love it.
I would rather do Mandy from that Starfire daughter.
Look, Steven, not everything can be about trees in the background.
Yeah.
What is the tree thing?